and liking that, wanting him to be that, just to make a snowflake melt. You're such a hostile piece of shit.
Crazy and it's so obscene. You gotta know where to hide in the vending machine. Say it sounds like TV on the radio, so push that sound. I wanna hear it in stereo. Do what you want, it's the will of the people. Nothing holds you back on that all-night radio. Ain't no love tonight in this city, and here I thought that we had gone steady. We're all
all right, we're here.
That song is meditation for me.
It's very good. It gets me into my host head.
Exactly. I feel centered when I hear that. I reflect on my day, certain things I want to talk about, maybe not talk about.
Certain regrets.
Yeah, but also just, changes. It's good.
That's the last word. Changes. It's the last word of the song. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I am Keith Pazel. This is my podcast. I'm here with Adam Crocius, as always.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
Got running hot on a Halloween marathon here. We're
is.
going back in time because last week we had Halloween H2O, and now we're watching the Halloween with Paul Rudd, which is part 6.
Did that come out like in
95?
That came out in 95.
Same year Clueless. He probably did that first, and then got his first big role, which was Clueless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's interesting career trajectory. I respect his career.
Oh, he's America's buddy.
Yeah, he's
people love Paul Rudd.
Yeah, he's funny. He's got a sense of humor, and I think he's one of those good actors that doesn't have he has an ego, but he's not completely insane.
He's done some dramatic work too.
Absolutely he has.
And you don't roll your eyes. Like even dudes like Steve Carell. Like I like them, but when they do drama, I'm just kind of like, all right. Yeah, we get it. You want an Oscar.
Foxcatcher was okay. Okay.
Is that a lot of these roles?
DuPont,
Steve Carell, they give him weird teeth.
Yeah,
he's got weird, creepy teeth in all of the serious ones. Because he's such a funny guy, you need to dress him up to make him look serious.
Well, I'm sure it's like, okay, you're a bit like Peter Sellers. We'll make you look that way, Carell. I'm sure I've had that discussion. But no, that is he plays DuPont, the DuPont heir, who runs a wrestling camp in Delaware. I lived on the East Coast that summer when that happened. I was interning at Common Cause in the late 80s, trying to get the money out of politics. How successful that organization was. So Linda Wertheimer's husband.
That's when people would be like, well, the mission is still ongoing.
Yeah, well, it's just, it still exists. They've been steamrolled, and just bowled over like no one cares, But I remember that happened that summer, that whole thing where DuPont killed that dude. He was a huge cokehead. I mean, just it was peering into the fucked up life of a person who's like a true American family. The DuPont family thought of themselves as being they're like American royalty.
No one ever turns the lights on in these movies before they go down. The power's not out yet. Maybe it is because he's got the flashlight, but.
This is a common theme in your Halloween movies. And maybe all horror movies, the darkness, because everyone is afraid of the dark. I used to be afraid of the dark.
I never.
I got over it when I
wasn't afraid of the dark, and maybe this is afraid of the dark. I was afraid of other people knowing that all my lights were out, and a dude looking in my window or something like that. I was like, if the lights were on, I'd be able to see or that like Ted Bundy wouldn't jerk off at my window.
Yeah.
You ever see the Ted Bundy movie where he fucking the opening scene is him peering
Ken
into
Harmon
ladies'
play
windows?
him?
Someone.
Ken Harmon from St. Elsewhere, and also from whatever.
But he peers into a lady's bedroom and just fiercely jerks off, and he gets caught and shit.
Yeah.
And it was the 80s, so they were just like, "Get out of here," instead of aggressively calling the police.
Yeah. Oh, this is drama, man.
Just something in the washer and
is
dryer.
Body parts.
Something, yeah. I love how he has to reach in. Why would you reach in at that point? It's covered in blood.
Yeah, Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Exactly. He's going to get it.
All right. So, I got a flu shot today, Crow.
I saw Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Go
good.
ahead.
Good for
What
you.
were we gonna
no,
say?
No, I've said it before on the show. What, writing a novelization of Halloween 2?
Oh. That's
how
was
into Halloween I was when I was 12 years old.
I would say from the 90s all the way through the mid 2000s, the novelization of a movie was kind of a big byproduct of a movie.
Absolutely. It was another way to make some bucks. I remember my mom was just happy I was reading a book. Because I was 12 years old, and I would just go outside and play.
He exploded. They exploded a man.
They electrocuted. So it was like a Scanners
They electrocuted
ripoff?
him so hard
Scanners?
that he exploded.
Remember the opening scene of Scanner? David Cronenberg made do movies like Eastern Promises. And
Cronenberg's the shit. He made The Fly.
Absolutely. But he did Scanners with Michael Ironside. There's a scene where his head blows off.
So
you blow a head up, Because Cronenberg got his foot in the door through horror. The Brood with Oliver Reed.
That's a bad one though.
Oh yeah, it came out in
And then he
78.
did the
It's
one
early.
with the lead singer from Blondie.
Well, he did. Oh, that was Videodrome.
Yeah,
Videodrome.
That's actually decent.
But
weird.
James Wood. Oh, it's
That's
extremely
only good.
weird.
Those are one of those movies that's good in hindsight. Like when that came out, they were like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh yeah, I mean they were like.
Now that
they didn't-
Cronenberg's like hipster director, Rick and Morty really blew Cronenberg up with his Cronenberg world.
Oh yeah, that
There's an
makes
episode
sense.
of Rick and Morty where like everything's all fucking mashed together and backwards, and they call it like Cronenberg Morty. It's like the Cronenberg world.
Well, I mean, his first sort of success, in my opinion, successful mainstream was Dead Zone with Walken. He directed Dead
and
Zone.
that's
with
the
Walken.
least fucked up of all of his movies. The
Yeah.
Dead Zone's kind of just he predicts the future. He touches things. It's like Meteor Man.
Yeah.
You ever see Meteor Man with fucking
was that
Robert Townsend?
Oh yeah, yeah. Hollywood Shuffle was nice. You were like hipster collegiate student. If you saw Hollywood Shuffle, like you were like, whoa, you were aware of like black culture or something, If you saw Hollywood Shuffle in 1986,
Dude, I was a gleam in my alcoholic father's eye.
So we been watching.
I got a flu shot, dude.
Oh yeah, good for you.
I was so dreading it. The week leading up to it, like we made the appointment last week. I took off work for it. I was excited that I was going to miss work for it. And then I got that same kitty this is going to hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
Like when I was waking up. Because you remember how some shots could be fucked up. Like I remember sometimes they'll poke your bone or they'll hit a nerve. And then you get there because I thought it was at like a CVS or something. But it was through the councilman. They're doing free.
Yeah.
And only in COVID times could you pull up to an outdoor tent where they're just giving flu shots outside. And you'd be like, this is fucking dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I walked up and I was like, this is very much like Vietnam.
Yeah.
There's an LAPD helicopter flying overhead. There's a tent with needles and fucking vaccines. The only thing you're missing
a CCR song
is a guy walking around saying that it smells like victory. That's what we were
What
short.
time is we? Silver spoon man.
You get a flu shot, they light off a fucking yellow smoke bomb to let you know you got one more down.
Again, every Vietnam movie, the opening scene
Credence,
in
baby.
Vietnam is CCR.
Wanna fighting boys.
Bound on the bayou, But yeah, it's but good for you. It's smart to do that. You should do that because
I tried to. I'm so terrible at small talk. I
No,
was trying
no,
to.
no, it's,
I got. You have to tell them what arm to shoot it in, and I sit down, and I was just like, "Oh man, I haven't gotten a shot in a long time." And he was just like, "Oh, it's a good year to get one."
Yeah, but it's quick.
Yeah,
and
it's such a long needle. They fake you out. Like they open it up, and you're like, "Oh, that's bigger than I remember." Because my grandma's insulin needles were tiny.
Yeah.
At some point, I remember my grandma used to give herself insulin, and she had a big old fupa. She used to whip it out at the table, and I would be like, "How's that getting into your body? Like you're just shooting it into your fat.
Yeah, yeah.
Like how is that piercing through?
Yeah.
Maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Of her
It
death.
would be
you
like,
mean,
ma'am,
or-
you've been shooting insulin into your fupa for the last 40 years. You've literally have no insulin in your
God,
body.
I never want to become a diabetic.
Yeah.
I
Well,
never
she
wanna-
didn't. She missed the pumps. She could have just had a pump.
Ooh, yeah.
My buddy Rick had a pump. Jay Cutler had the pump, the quarterback of the Bears.
Was he? He had childhood diabetes? He was born with it.
I don't know.
Because there's a distinguished.
Whatever.
Our country is we eat you into it.
Whichever one
You know,
5G
our
gives you.
horrific diet that we feed people.
That was what my grandma had.
Yeah.
And then they fucking
develop
would
it.
be like, it's just it's genetics. That stuff's all genetics. Well, it's genetic because we eat fucking meatloaf every meal.
Well, it's also you eat a ton of carbs and just drink soda like it's going out of style. Don't drink soda.
It's not. It's genetics because it's evolution.
If water is clean,
yeah.
That's actually, by the way, I'm taking we're talking here. Good for you. Got the flu shot. That's smart. That's civic minded.
Yeah, I felt good. It was very quick. And you know what? You get the shot. He pulls it out, and then he was just like, "Yeah, is that how it used to be?" Because he was a dork. He was trying to shoot a funny line. And then I said the line that I should have started with that could have created so much conversation. I was like, oh, yeah, it's just like, I was like, I used to get these every week for my allergies, which I did.
Yeah.
That's a forgotten part of my life. Every Saturday, I used to have to go get allergy shots. And there was this big, fat German broad that would give it to me. And
Herr Schmidt.
I remember.
Yeah, sit down, young Paisel.
I remember I would fucking...
That's my German accent.
I would wince every time she gave me the shot, and she'd be like, yes, it burns.
Yeah.
It burns. But the first few weeks, I was like crippled crying. Like my mom had to show me a toy when they gave me the shot. And because it was one in each arm. I used to have really bad allergies.
Like what were you allergic to?
Ragweed was really big.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one.
And like cat dander. Not the fur, but the dander.
Yep.
But I grew out of them. Once I turned 13, my allergies were pretty much done. I remember in 6th grade, it was like the peak. I used to, in ragweed season, my eyes would swell up.
And I'm like, shut up.
They would get numb. I used to be able to poke my eyeball. Like one day, I would have to leave school because my eyes would just get so itchy that then they would water. I couldn't. It was wild.
Yeah.
It happened in the middle of the night one time, and I opened up, and my eyes were eye boogered shut. It was like a horror movie. I woke up, and I couldn't open. I had to like take my eyes and peel and pull them apart.
God. Like probably made a little noise.
Oh, it like ripped like tape.
A little
and then you have to like rub all that shit out. It was kind of great though, like the relief of like pulling it apart.
Yeah, absolutely. It
was great.
Get some water there, splash your face.
But I used to have to leave, but I grew out of that shit luckily.
Good for you.
But those shots were a big part of my life. Every Saturday, someone had to drive me to Suburban Heights.
To what age?
Probably from the ages of 6, 7, maybe 7 or 8 until I was like 11.
Yeah,
probably.
Good for you.
A little younger. Few years.
Never had allergies. Never had. I did get an allergy shot in my mid 30s. Where they had like the 36 like. They dip those and then they put the big plastic grid on your forearm.
Dude, I'm probably full of microchips.
And so they did that, and I had nothing. But then about 4 days later, I had a little bit of a reaction on 2 of the spots. I'm actually allergic to cockroaches and parakeets.
Dude, you're gonna be fucked in the apocalypse.
I mean, I won't be living in Central America.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that I can't do that. Where do I go?
Dude, the test for allergies was way worse than having. I remember when I found out I had to get a shot in each arm every week. I was like, that's a relief. The test was they take these plastic strips and they press them into your back, and it's like
your back.
And then they inject you with random fucking things.
Yep.
But if that doesn't work, and it didn't, they do 2 lines of 9 dots. They poke little. They draw dots on your arm, and then they
puncture it.
No, they give you a shot. They shoot fucking pollen and all this. They shoot all these allergens inside of you. Yeah. 18 shots I had to get. Boom. I remember booger crying. Like they just had my arm, and I was watching another needle. And that's when they truly found out. And I just remember true torture. Like that was a very unintentional moment of abuse where I remember them being like I remember thinking, this is so cruel.
Yeah.
Like why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like why another one? Why another one?
Yeah.
18?
Yeah.
Holy
when you're a kid,
fuck.
Yeah. God, I'm sorry to hear that, Keith.
It was necessary.
But brings us up to a topic though that we were going to discuss, and about embarrassing moments when you're a kid or
because that Jeffrey Toobin Jeffrey got caught tugging his tube.
Yeah.
So Jeffrey Toobin is a guy. He's a
New
talking
Yorker
head, a New Yorker journalist, and basically even some of those VH1 like I love the 70s things. He's very culturally tuned in.
Erudite.
Like, he's a talking head on a lot of stuff. We got some fucking IFC lovemaking happening right here. So he was doing a Zoom meeting with the New Yorker, and they were doing a 2-hour meeting, and they took a 7-minute break, and Jeffrey Toobin decided, I got 7 minutes. There's a laptop in front of me. Fast internet. Let's look up some pornography. Or who knows? Maybe he was working on a... boobs! They show boobs on IFC.
There we go.
Might have to blur this.
That's when I... Yeah. But no, with... he decided to crank one out. In fact, as a matter of fact, maybe I'll go in the bathroom.
I don't know
right
if
now.
he got caught actually stroking the peen. I think from what I read, what happened is...
post-release?
He was like, the meeting started back up, and he went to adjust his screen, and it showed his bare dick. So it was probably probably had a nice little fucking boog dripping from it.
He had some...
Didn't even fucking wipe off.
Yeah,
but that's it. Like we were pitching a lot of stories off air. I know a lot of people that are just like Kevin Hogan when we do Journey into Nerdery is just like, yeah, I'm totally not wearing pants. Like he'll just put a shirt on and Zoom. I get fully dressed. I'm wearing Jordan 3s, jeans, socks, a shirt.
Yeah.
I'll put on a hat.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
I don't get the whole like, oh, I'll just throw on a shirt and then I'll just have my ball sack sit on this chair while I fucking do a fucking podcast. Get out of here. I'm trying to feel alive.
Yeah. This is your office, for crying out loud. Treat it that way.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I mean, you're not Hugh Hefner walking around in your robe, you know. That whole watching this.
But it made me think of like, you never got caught beating off as a kid?
I've never been caught jerking off in my life.
Oh, wow.
Knock on wood.
Now that
Never,
probably...
now maybe I have.
Let me make a guess, though.
Maybe I didn't know, though.
Let me make a guess.
Yeah.
Were you one of the few in your friend circle where you're just like, you know what? I just don't do it that much. Like, I know some people that are like, my friend, when some boys will watch porn together.
Yeah.
One of my friends used to be like, all right, everybody get out.
Because he had to just jerk off.
He had to just wait. Or he would go in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And we would be like, dude, why can't you wait?
Yeah.
Like,
he couldn't.
Or make an excuse and go
That's
home.
something that a lot of people don't get. They don't understand. Yeah, I actually, to be honest with you, I think maybe I've had less than a handful, so to speak, of multiple jerk off days in my entire life. I mean, I think I was watching Wolf of Wall Street, and there's a conversation between DiCaprio and McConaughey. When I think McConaughey asks DiCaprio how many times he jerks off a day, and I think he says like 3 or 4 times a day. I was like, are you that driven? I think that's the point, though.
Ric Flair would be like, I'm jerking off right now, brother.
I think there is something that ties into the sexual drive and the need for greed and money. Obviously, are very much tied together.
Because being greedy probably gives you so many fucking urges where you're like, I'm either going to buy a prostitute and murder her, or I'm going to go in the bathroom and squeeze my dick blue real quick. It's an aggressive jerk. It's a stress ball jerk.
Yeah.
A lot of those stock guys squeeze shit real hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to beware.
Just to have the release so you can, you're relieving the tension of living. Uh-oh. Mike Myers, by the way, is on a killing spree. He's killed about 3 or 4 people in the last 10 minutes.
They jumped the gun. This is officially where they jump sharks because the beginning of this movie starts...
I think it might have been before this.
Well, no, they start... So a cult, at the end of the 5th one, a dude in black and his 2 henchmen abduct Jamie Lloyd, the little girl who's the niece of Michael Myers.
Yeah, in 4.
And then this movie starts with them holding her hostage for 6 years because this takes place in 95.
Yeah.
And they inseminate her with Michael Myers' baby. So it's like his nephew's son. And then Paul Rudd plays the little boy that she would talk to in the 5th one because she's mute in the 5th one.
Oh, yeah.
And she only talks to the little boy, Tommy Lloyd or whatever the fuck. So Paul Rudd plays him.
I am impressed by your remembering of the plot line and the characters.
Old shitty horror movies. I've seen 7 of the 12 Howling movies. Howling 9's my favorite.
Yeah, did you ever Halloween 9?
Howling. The movie.
Oh, Howling. I remember seeing the original Howling. That was like, whoa.
That's got them. One of the ladies from Friday the 13th is in that, right? Or who's the famous blonde lady? She's like a...
God, who was in the original
Who
Howling?
was her?
God, yeah. I remember that was like a cutting edge thing where special effects started to get better. You know, monsters looked different. Like the whole transformation sequence, like American Werewolf in London, that was a big thing of like early 80s, late 70s horror. Was like, this is going to... and
showing
that's still to this day,
the
transformation. Yeah, like, like skin stretching out. And like the beast within was that. You know?
So The Howling got released alongside American Werewolf in London and Wolfen.
Oh, I remember Wolfen. Wolfen's actually, I've seen Wolfen recently, little bits and pieces.
Dee Wallace.
Oh, yeah.
Dee Wallace. She was in E.T., the mom from E.T.
Yeah, exactly.
And Critters.
Yep.
And Cujo.
Yep.
And the original Hills Have Eyes, which I've never seen.
I've seen that. Long
The
time
remake's
ago.
great. And what I like about the remake is it's Wes Craven. Like, Wes Craven made the old one, and then he got famous and remade his fucking... garbage movie.
Interesting.
About nuclear war fucking tards in the desert.
Isn't Wes Craven, anyway. Yeah.
So you never got caught tugging.
Never got caught masturbating.
I remember.
Never got caught masturbating.
I remember the one time I truly got caught. I'm sure there have been times where I left the bathroom and then someone walked in after and was just like,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
It smells like vinegar in here. But one time, so I used to...
jerking off with vinegar? Is it,
just the
hey, on
smell
some
of
fries.
Semen. It smells like bleach vinegar in here. The smell of semen.
Yeah, you did. You grew up in a trailer park. There was obviously nuclear waste around somewhere.
I didn't grow up in a trailer park. I grew up in the suburbs.
Seed.
Grew up in a house with my grandparents. But I'm sure there were times where they knew, but like didn't catch me. The one time I got truly caught, I found my stepdad's porn VHSs. He had like stacks of tapes. They were like behind this wall of VH. He had a whole drawer that was just full of VHSs.
Yeah.
And there was like this wall where you pull back a couple and you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
They're like all back here.
Yeah, yeah. It's like finding gold.
Not even
when you're a little boy, you find
written
porn,
on the side.
it's like
it was
finding gold.
Back in the Memorex days where you'd have the sticker and you would write like Debbie Does Dallas.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He had just hours.
Yeah.
8-hour tapes. He was fucking going EP on this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Not doing standard SLP, SP speed. He was going EP to get the full 8 hours of the tape. That was the big trick. A lot of people didn't know that. If you set it to SP accidentally, that's you record an hour show and you'd be like, why is it the whole side? No, VCRs used to have speeds where it was SP, SLP, EP.
Yeah.
And if you did SP, that was fast. That would do like, instead of an hour, 2 hours aside, it would do like the whole tape would be an hour. It would just do it fast.
And okay.
So I would watch these porn tapes, these VHSs, and I would do it in the morning before school because I would be alone for like an hour. My mom would go to work because she taught at the high school. My stepdad was gone by 4 a.m.
Yeah.
He was out. So for about an hour, I would just chill.
What time? One time? 4 to 5?
6:30 to 7:15 usually.
Between who coming home and who coming?
No, this is in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Before school.
Oh yeah. Well, my libido certainly
because my middle school was like down the block. It took me 5 minutes to walk to school.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
the school started at 7:30. I left at 7:15.
Yeah, exactly. Got there in plenty of time.
So I thought I was slick. I would fucking rewind the tape where it still was, put it back in its spot. This is where I was a bad move and a gross move. I was not using Kleenex to wipe up. There was a comforter on the couch.
Oh man.
It was huge. I didn't think it was like...
Yeah, it was going to be obvious where your man seed was.
So I remember I was taking a bath one night.
I judge you.
I was taking a bath one night and I was laying in it and I hear him scream about something. I hear him go, "Not on my blanket." And I sunk into the tub because I was like, well, this is happening.
Yeah.
Like, here we go.
I got to ride this one out.
I got to go downstairs.
Busted. Yeah.
So I remember like, all right, I'm not going to say anything to them when I leave this bathroom, but
yeah,
they're either going to immediately say something to me. And I remember my mom being like, just like trying to be like, who cares? Not who cares, but like, don't call him out on it. Yeah. Like, just acknowledge that it happened. Cause like, but he wasn't having it.
So your stepfather sounded like a real asshole.
Yeah, he just was like a military guy. He was like a general. He was like really 1940s.
Did it help you at all in any way?
No, I wasn't as embarrassed because I kind of knew like, I shouldn't wipe cum on a blanket.
Yeah.
But it was just the way he went about it. Like, be a little bit more discreet. He like stormed downstairs and like kicked my door open and threw a box of Kleenex at me and was like, if you're going to spank your monkey, do it with this. And I was just like, all right. Like I remember I remember sitting in my room quietly for the next hour being like, huh, I didn't envision it going that way. Usually you have a talk or give advice and be like, this is normal. It's not normal to wipe it on the blanket.
Yeah.
Like try and be humorous. He was very much like, you Agent Pyle, like the Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
You watch come on my
sergeant.
blanket, you scum.
Yeah.
Like that type of shit.
Yeah.
It's like my mom said years later. His parents died when he was 10 years old.
Yep.
So he didn't grow up with any sort of warmth.
Yeah.
He had to raise him and his brother had to raise themselves from the time they were fucking 12 years old.
Yep.
They grew up in the 50s when fucking blacks were gross.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, so they have just a fucked up version of like how you raise people.
Yeah.
Like you don't coddle little boys. You fucking tell them that snap out of it. Be a big snap out of it guy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's very much, again, that was the dominant philosophy. And I'll go back to it. It all comes back to Trump. It's that power of positive thinking in the sense of the emotions of just like sadness, hurt, pain, which is part of the continuum of being a human being. It's just there is not time to have those emotions. It is all just about the goal and the thing at hand and reaching that. So those other things are superfluous. They don't mean anything, which is like not a good way to actually, you're not being a whole human being if you're suppressing or dismissing the fact that those feelings are actually real.
Now, here's even the thing, too.
So it sounds very shame-based.
When he was throwing, he wasn't trying to, though. Like, he even giggled a little bit. Like, he actually didn't, like, he wasn't upset at me. He just went about it very, like,
poorly. Yeah.
Here's Kleenex, use this. And then I remember him kind of, he was using a very, like, almost laughing it off kind of tone. But it was just so, like, clear cut, like he still kind of wanted to make me feel like
ashamed,
not or just like you did something wrong, like it's normal what you did, but like you're still in trouble. Like I think in his head he was like, you can't not be in trouble for this. Like I have to make you feel so you'll never do this again. That's old school parenting.
Absolutely.
You scar so you never do this again. I remember my best friend's stepdad, rest in peace. He actually was a decent guy for what he had to put up with. 4 fucking physically violent brothers with each other. That and they're all hilarious, so they just mouth off all the time. Like that's a handful to deal with.
I'm sure his father had to throw a few punches.
Whenever we used to, punches, he was the stepdad too. So and their dad was insane, so he just had a lot on his shoulders. So when we would fuck up and fight with each other, we would apologize, and he would be like, if you were sorry, you wouldn't have done it in the first place. Like, that's an old school attitude of, like, if you were... I remember even thinking at the time, like, well, like, I get what you're saying, but that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to me.
So he would always say that all the time. If you were fucking sorry, you wouldn't have done it in the first place.
No, you did something impulsively.
Because I think by him saying, like, if you know you have to be sorry, then you know what you did is wrong. So then you should have, like, then you know.
No, you don't always know what you do is wrong.
Yeah.
You see the results of your actions.
Well, a lot of times what we were doing was we were throwing pop cans full of water at my best friend's little brother's head. So you can't really apologize your way out of that.
Yeah. No,
One of the best stories, fucking, he beat... my best friend Wesley used to fucking pummel his little brother Alex, and he got in trouble for it one day, and it was something minor. He like slapped him in the face in front of the parents, and then they were like, "You're grounded," and he ran into the garage, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "If I'm getting grounded for that, I'm hitting this fucker with a shovel." And he fucking just went in and was like, "If you're grounding me for that, then I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him."
Yeah, it had like the opposite effect of what it was supposed to do. That's hilarious.
And then one day he shot the hose in the house through the screen of the fucking front window.
Yeah.
The big bay window. Yeah. That was a big ordeal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Those are like Huck Finn moments.
Yeah, those are the moments where you're just like, okay, yes, if I was sorry, I wouldn't have done that.
But for me, I just think about the thing that hit a nerve for me talking about beating up the younger kid. I mean, my brother. When I look back, my brother was abusive. I couldn't admit this for a long time, but he was just abusive to me. My earliest memory is him trying to suffocate me to death. I mean, he put his hands over my nose and my mouth when I was 3 years old.
My dad had something
and I
similar.
did that a lot.
He
and
says
doing it repeatedly over and over again.
Now my
That's kind of
dad's
weird. Isn't that weird?
My
Is that
dad's
weird?
interpretation of this, I think, is different. That is weird, because my dad had something similar.
And did it repeatedly.
No, this was one thing. So my aunt. Oh, I know your brothers. Yeah. So my dad's sisters used to like play Cowboys and Indians or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And it was a game where like you're gonna play the victim, so you're tied up behind the couch, and we're gonna like save you. And
yeah, exactly.
They tied him up behind the couch, and I remember they couldn't like untie him. Like it was hard for them to like. So my aunt had to get a knife and cut him out.
Yeah.
And he was so young, he thought like, oh, they're trying to kill me.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid him telling me this story, being like, yeah, they tried to fucking kill me one day. And like for years he would tell this story. And then I remember he told it at like Thanksgiving, and they were like, what? Yeah. They were like, we were trying to cut you free. You just were freaking out. And ever since that day, you've said we were trying to fucking hurt you.
Yeah.
And we weren't.
Yep. It's interesting. That obviously was an early trauma for your father. Yeah. There's a dent happened there. You know what I mean? Like that was. I think for me, and what I recall is my brother putting his knees on my shoulders.
The Floyd. We call that the Floyd.
And then covering my nose and my mouth with his hands. And then when he'd see when I was struggling to breathe, he'd pull his hands away. I'd catch a couple of breaths, and then he'd do it again. And I struggled with, and he'd pull his hands away, and then he would do that repeatedly over and over again. Isn't that
that's
torture?
a little fucked up. That's torture.
Isn't that torture?
That's waterboarding.
Yeah. And I remember that happening. Those were my earliest memories. So it's like, I used to say, oh, I wasn't abused. And I wasn't abused by my parents. Thank God. Wasn't sexually abused. Thank God. What a mind fuck that would be.
I think there needs to be a delineage of stuff that, like, I don't think you were abused, but your parents probably did some, like, unknowingly abusive shit.
Well, I mean, I think, like, you can drive yourself
like
crazy.
Like how Bill Maher says
way.
one time, like, he was like, my parents sent me to the dentist one time. I rode my bike to the dentist, and at the dentist, I had to get a teeth pulled with no anesthetic. And then they sent me home alone, just with cotton and a swollen mouth. And I went home, and my parents had no problem with that.
Yeah.
Like he goes, nowadays that would be like neglect. Like you let your kid go to the doctor by himself, and you let some stranger just yank his tooth out with no fucking thing.
Yeah.
And then just sent him off to go bed, and they'd be like, yeah.
60s and 70s parenting was loose.
Like he was saying,
much
like
more loose
parents back
now.
then were just way hardcore about like the things they thought was. I don't got time. We're ruining the economy. We're ruining the long-term economy. We don't have time to fucking raise our parents.
The whole, I think about, there were certain things, there was an emotional abuse. There
That's why I think a lot of kids your age, and kind of, I was the tail end of it, kids that were your age. I mean, hey, that was a compliment, dude, you old fuck. Take it where you can.
Thanks, man.
That's why a lot of your generation fell in love with TV people, because a lot of latchkey of like, well, I come home and fucking MASH is on.
The idea of the play date is still I'm like,
well, I was even
so
thinking
bizarre,
and this leads
it
into
doesn't make
something.
Any sense to me.
This leads into something I was thinking earlier. I was thinking a lot about, because I watch the news with her because she works from home, and I love the weather people and the sports people, and we really have, because of how easily accessible weather fucking reports are.
Yeah.
And highlights from sports games.
Yeah.
You don't need the weatherman.
Oh, I know.
I remember the weatherman used to be like the fucking guy.
Oh, Jerry
and
Taft
you had
on ABC,
specific
man.
ones too. There were like Jerry Taft guys.
Yeah.
We were a Tom Skilling household. He was on WGN.
I gotta admit it.
My dad's roofer friends used to swear up and down that Skilling is the only one in the city of Chicago that knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Tom Skilling is a fucking weather genius. He is a weather genius.
He used to like predict storm. Like he would.
Oh, and
he would like pop on. They would do like the interrupting fucking Barney for like the weather report, and he would like straight up be like, "It's gonna here at this time. It's gonna be here."
Yeah,
he was
severe weather. Yeah, absolutely.
Or he would say, because a lot of times in the Midwest, you'll just wake up and they'll be like, the chances are right for severe weather. But Skilling would be like, it's not going to happen. Like he would be honest with you and be like, the conditions are right, but it's probably looking like we're going to, or he would just be like, "No, it's coming." He'd tell you at 7 a.m, like 3 o'clock, it's fucking coming. So prepare.
Yep. Oh no, he's another thing about him. He had statistics down cold. He would always put like when the cold weather starts and warm weather, the cooling days and the warming days. Like
he was great
on a macro trend level. He was completely.
Also,
on top
what I love
of
about
things
Tom
too.
Skilling, his brother was
ran
jailed
Enron.
for the Enron scandal.
Well, the thing I heard about Tom Skilling,
we always would thought that he does his weather report. It's gonna because he talked like this. He kind of had like a Rush Limbaugh type of voice.
Yeah,
like we're gonna
absolutely.
on Wednesday it's gonna be sunny. I had nothing to do with that thing. It was just I barely talked to him. Like he ends every weather report with just like, and on Friday we got sunny skies, and my brother is a piece of shit. I had nothing to do with it. Simply share a name. That's all that.
Yeah, he was involved in the Enron scandal. Skilling. What I heard about Skilling is that he is he's gay and he's not come to terms with it.
So many of us got that. Dude, baby boomers, so many of those baby boomers are probably so gay and just are so repressed they can't let it out.
Yeah.
At this point, the brothers are like brothers of baby boomers can't handle it. They're just probably to a point where like everybody can handle it but my close family.
Yeah.
So let's just not do this.
Yeah.
Let's not do this Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's wait until a couple uncles fall away.
Yeah, no, I think that, but that it was Skilling, and I guess Skilling would go on these trips to Alaska that he had, like, it was like Bareback Mountain or something.
Also back
he would
then,
go have his dalliances. You know?
Also back then, weathermen used to. I remember in Northwest Indiana, they had Harry Volkman. He went to we went to some random high school to watch Harry Volkman talk about the weather and like meteorology.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
where that was a thing. It was kind of like local TV people used to go to like fucking Taft High.
Yeah.
And talk about or remember like when you would go, I don't know if this was just me, we used to go to this fucking high school that had a full-on replica of a house in its gymnasium, and you would practice what to do if your house got set on fire.
Wow.
They would like fill the house with all this smoke that got you super high. It like smelled weird, and they would throw all these orange lights, and they had firemen. You had to like crawl on the floor, and they would heat the doors to like, it was a complete simulation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was actually the same day where fucking old Volkman talked.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Even they don't do that anymore. Like,
well, because
local politicians used to come to my school and talk all the time. Visclovsky from fucking Indiana came to my school one time. Peter Visclovsky, and I remember I asked him what he did. Everyone got to ask a question in my cafeteria. Also, some dude from the undefeated 72 Dolphins came, and I was completely uninterested.
Wow.
Still had his ring. It's like, who gives a fuck? So fucking this politician comes, and I raised my hand and I asked him, so what was your job before you were the governor? Yeah. And I meant like in politics.
Yeah.
This motherfucker told me he was a paper boy. Like he meant like, no, we're getting crossed up here. I meant like
as a kid,
were you in the house or something like that? Like fucking I don't mean your 12-year-old job. I mean, what did you do immediately? How did you get into this guy? I want your job is what I'm saying.
Yeah. That reaction, he totally misinterpreted what you were saying. Like, yes,
because he didn't think I was. I think he thought like, oh, this second grader means what did I do as a little boy?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, my uncle was the mayor. I know this game, dude.
Yeah, this is.
How'd you get in?
Well, you got to use that to.
Because he's walking slowly towards him. You got time. You got time to break the door.
He's acting.
But they don't do that anymore. Local. That's where the streaming has killed everything.
Yeah,
like that absolutely. Appointment. I watch this person for my weather, and I watch this person for my sports. Like we got Jamie Maggio in L.A. She does this show called Sports Central at the end of every newscast. It's like 15 minutes of the Dodger Lakers. And I was telling her, I was like, she's great and she's great at her job, but this segment is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what happened in the Dodger game.
Yeah.
But remember when there were people who were like, don't tell me what happened in the game. I'm going to watch it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to watch the highlights on the news.
That was my entire television experience until, I don't know, 8 years ago or 10 years ago.
Or you taped the game.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you watch it later. That to me was like, holy shit, you can do that. That's why, again, like, for me, why I was so obsessed with NFL films, which I've talked about a million times on the show, is that, you know, before ESPN, your you're peering into the NFL was through NFL films. The game of the week, and you never knew what the game of the week was going to be. Would come out on Wednesday, and it was basically the highlights from a game from the previous Sunday. Cowboys, Cardinals, and you didn't know which one it was, and you were hoping that it was.
So the game of the week was a replay.
Oh no! It was a highlight reel. It's a 30-minute highlight reel. And then they had the to
so
say
you
that Walter Payton.
So that was NFL Films. I thought
that was
like,
game of the. It was called Game of the Week. It was a segment done by NFL Films. And it would come out. This was like a 1978.
And you like crossed your fingers like, I hope they show
the Vikings.
I hope they show the Bears.
The Vikings.
Were there times where you'd be watching a game like, this game's good, this is going to be on Game of the Week? Like this.
You kind of think
there was 35-30. This is going to be a Game of the Week.
It was always like 2 or 3 games from the previous weekend were in competition for it, and you kind of knew if the Vikings maybe were going to be on. But it was, and that's why halftime highlights with Howard Cosell on Monday Night Football were such a big deal. You couldn't just pull it up on your phone. You didn't even have ESPN. There wasn't highlights because if you were it was all dominated by your local market. So you just got DC sports. In DC when I lived there. You couldn't get access to everything else. George Michael's Sports Machine, that was a Channel 4, the NBC affiliate of DC. And that was like, those Sunday night shows. They used to have those in the 90s in Chicago. Dick Versace would do bowl games. They'd have like Craig Ironhead Hayward. Who were always the Bears guys on Sunday night recap during the football season?
It's
Sean
Jeff
Gale.
And it was Tom Waddle for a while.
Yeah, Waddle for a while. Yeah. I remember it being Craig Ironhead Hayward like 2 years, like in 93, 94. I remember that. But yeah. Who else?
Then Jeff Joniak did it. No, they still do it. It's fucking Jeff.
No one watches
right
it.
now. It's Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer.
Oh yeah, Thayer from the '85 Bears, offensive.
He's a very well-spoken bald guy.
Yeah.
Very well-spoken.
Jiggets still has a bit of a personality.
Old Dan Jiggets. His daughter was the talk of the town because she's like because Dan Jiggets was a fat fucking.
Oh, he used to stay an enormous.
He looked like
his suits.
He looked like a beanbag of a man.
Yeah, it was. He's over 400 pounds because he's an ex-football player, played offensive.
So
tackle.
Lauren Jiggets became a Bears person too, and she's like beautiful.
Yeah.
So I remember people being like, "Damn."
Yeah. What? I mean, I'm sure if Jiggets didn't let himself go, maybe he would have been a handsome man.
The Jigs.
But he was. I remember he did games. Jiggets was not on the '85 Bears. They had gotten rid of that offensive line. They improved the line, and Jiggets did not make it. He made it to the '83 Bears, but not the '85 Bears. He's one of the early.
I call them the gray face maskers. You always know an old NFL team when they had the gray face masks.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The Vikings used to have it in the '70s for a while.
I like those old Viking helmets.
That was part of
This is so stylized. They do the stylized killing where it's like there's a goddamn rave going on while it happened. That's a big 90s thing. The strobe light was a big 90s thing.
Absolutely.
I remember me and my friends, there's a level in Donkey Kong, the N64 version of Donkey Kong Country, where there's a bunch of lights flashing in the level, and if you pause and unpause the game really fast, it like strobe lights. And we were doing that all night.
Yeah.
We were like moving in front of the strobe light.
Oh, I know. I remember that when I was 12
those
years
are
old.
Those are the lead-ins where if your kid's doing that, they're going to do drugs.
No, I remember
Daniel
Kensinger had a strobe light in his bedroom in 1981, and he turned it on, and we were like dancing around, and I was like, "This is amazing!" I was laughing. It was completely entertaining to me. He also had the clapper. That was like he had this technologically
clappers. Chia pets were big. Chia. I love the room of tubes. The steam pipe room. He's pushing him through the caged fucking thing. So he's the feat of strength. He can just fucking cheese grate your face.
Grate him? He's going to grate his face?
He just pushes the whole thing through the fucking gate. Ungodly strength.
Yeah, exactly. I remember like seeing
James
Halloween
Myers.
2 and screaming in the theater. Like, oh my, get out of there. Like yelling at the theater as a 12-year-old boy. Being in Halloween 2. And my buddy like, what are you doing? Shut up, Adam. He grabbed a hold of me. Like I was being too animated and emotional,
So did you
I was a performer,
Have you seen this new Borat movie yet? I didn't see the movie yet, but did you see Rudy Giuliani got Borated?
I did not hear. I heard about it, but I did not see what he did to him.
Well, a lot early on, people thought that he would like whipped his dick out in front of a girl. So there's this lady that plays The premise of the movie is that Borat is so famous that he now has to disguise himself. So it's Borat playing characters. So there's this one
character of the character.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
So he pretends to be this fucking conservative lawyer, and he gets an interview with Giuliani, and then a girl is like, "Hey, do you want to get a drink before this? Like, come to my room and get a drink." And Giuliani's like, "Yeah, sure." And then he's like trying to take his mic off. I guess his mic was on his pants. So he lays on the bed and unbuttons his pants to pull the mic off. And right when he does that, Borat runs in and was like, "Hey."
Wow.
And Borat says, "She's 15. She's too old for you. Get one for yourself."
Get one for yourself.
But when it hit the news, everybody was like, "Fucking Giuliani beat his dick in front of a girl on Borat."
Yeah,
and then after
yeah.
people watched it, they were like, "No, I think he was just tucking his shirt in."
Yeah, well, that's how it
But it's still
fucking-
hilarious that
Yeah,
he still
yeah.
gets away with that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that wasn't perfected yet when I was younger. Is the Candid Camera was as far as it went. Suzanne Summers hosting Candid Camera before an infomercial was as big
Well,
as
I
that.
thought Punked was kind of
Punked was
yeah.
big though, but Punked
Yeah.
was I was already older. Like Punked
Yeah.
was when I was like 12, 13.
Yep. Yep.
Which might be how fucked up my childhood was, because when I was 12 or 13, I was like, I'm done growing up. Like, I'm here.
You are now a fully shaped
Like,
human being.
I didn't think I was an adult, but I was like, I'm not like a kid. Like, I'm not young. I'm getting.
Yeah, you become more sentient.
Yeah.
You know, the brain is advancing more.
Like, I remember getting, when I was 12 or 13, being real offended of people being like, you don't have to, hold your tongue around me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm 12. I'm not a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I remember having that thought a lot. Like, I'm 12. I'm not a fucking kid.
Yeah. Interesting. Not being acknowledged. Keith, you're revealing so much.
Well,
This is a heartfelt first
my
half of the
sister was
podcast.
very interesting. So I remember getting really upset that like she always had good grades in school.
Yeah.
She was 3 years older, so she could have a better conversation. And I remember going to like my family's houses and them talking to her, and then just them being like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Keith?"
And
Like,
being
they
kind of
weren't-
dismissive of you.
Or
yeah.
just like not, they wanted to know more about the
Yeah.
in-depthness. And I remember one day they were like, "What's the matter?" And I was like, "No, like, why doesn't anybody want to like talk to me?"
Yeah.
Like, I do
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
Like, I'm not just a big guy. "Hey, big guy." And then they would just kind of like, "Oh, Jess, how's school? How's this?" Like,
Yeah, they can
they
engage her
inquired
more.
about
Yeah,
stuff. Like,
yeah,
I remember
yeah.
being like, why doesn't people ask me questions?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't just,
Interesting.
I'm not
God, I
just
haven't
some
thought
fat
about
kid that like you say hi to.
Yeah, I just, God, it's been so long since a fat kid you say hi to. God, oh, God, what a, yeah, I was thinking about just what you were talking about there. It's been so long since I think of those early teen, like 12 to 14, it's a tough age.
Oh, I remember
that's a
being
tough
like this when I
age.
was like 7 or 8, like a kid. Because my sister was like 10 or 11. So I think they acknowledged like, "Oh, you're becoming like, you're in your double digits. You're
Yeah.
getting more involved in life." And I remember because I used to hang out with my sister's friends. So I think, because I always hung with an old, so I think part of me was like, I hang out with her friends too. Like,
Yeah.
I do the same stuff she does. Why are you guys,
Yeah.
like, why do you, I remember it's all like of that. Like, why are you treating me like I'm 3 years old?
Yeah.
Like, I'm only 3 years younger than her. We have the same friends. We do the same stuff.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, with me, it was just, I think when I look back on I had an older brother. There's definitely inter-family crap that went on. But when we would go to larger family gatherings, we lived on the East Coast, so we didn't make back to the Midwest very often, probably 2 or 3 times a year. I would come back for the summers, too, and go around to different relatives' house, have a relationship with them, you know. But I was at an age I was too young for the kids, my mom's family, for them to have kids yet, because they were young. You know, they were in their early 20s. They didn't have kids of their own yet. And then my brother was older than me, and he was sort of more treated like a sibling there. And then I was sort of in a weird in between age where there wasn't anyone. I was kind of the youngest for about 7 or 8 years in my family's.
I was always the youngest.
Yeah.
Well, because my
for a
dad is
while.
one of the only Pazels that had kids.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my uncles are real fucked up from that now.
Yeah.
Like, they just, because it was a big, like, my grandparents were baby boomers, so they were just like, yeah, you get a job, you get married, and you have a litter of fucking kids that you resent. And there was 3 brothers, 3 sisters. My dad is the only one who had kids.
Of all
And he's
6?
the least successful.
Wow.
So we had like Christmases ruled, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I had a lot of uncles, and
Yep.
we got all the gifts.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Is this Rocky 1?
2.
This is 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing 2.
You know he still has the turtles from this movie?
Wow.
They're
Really?
like they're in his living room. They're huge turtles. They're like 45 years old.
Wow.
Talia Shire, they tried to nerd her up, but she's like hot.
The whole
Jesus, she gets is just tortured and everything. She
Oh,
gets
yeah,
fucking
well-
beaten and called a Goomba in fucking The Godfather.
yeah, I know.
He treats her like shit because she likes a dude.
Well, this they knew their audience. It was ethnic
Men who
whites.
hate women?
It was ethnic whites. In the 70s, women got knocked around in film. They got knocked around. You ever watch a Burt Reynolds movie from that time or a Clint Eastwood movie? Women get knocked the fuck around.
Dude,
you know?
I don't know what movie it is. It's either
High
Sally,
Plains Drifter?
it's Sally Field and Burt Reynolds. And
Well, is it? I mean, it's got to be Smokey and the Bandit. Or is it The End?
it's one. It might even be Michael Caine and Sally Field, but it's a scene where
pairing.
Sally Field and Burt Reynolds or Michael Caine, either one of them, they're laying on top of each other and they're like captured, but they're naked.
Yes.
And they're like rolling around, and she's like, "Hey, Mister!" Like he slides his dick in her.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that's the butt of the joke
Yeah.
of like they're unwillingly naked together, like tied up, and they're like, "Oh, like what are we gonna do?"
I think
and
it's
then
The End.
and yeah, and then
It's
it's
The End.
quiet, and she's like, "Hey," and then he's like, "Oh, sorry," and then I remember watching that and being like, "Oh,
Yeah. It was.
that's a little fucked."
It was loose, man. Things were loose in the 70s.
That's
man.
what caused Sally Field's osteoporosis.
It was pre-AIDS. That was my first exposure to sexuality. Oh yeah, because she has a miscarriage. Yeah, I remember. This is like Rocky 2 still trying to have some drama going on.
Look at that
You
hair.
can see the elements of. Here we go, man.
I could afford a hospital.
Even though it's a month premature.
What is it?
It's a boy.
Holy smoke.
Oh, it's Little Rock.
She's had complications.
Month premature.
It's a month premature. He's already smarter than his father.
It's also like
She was
now,
brought
man.
up.
You could be 4
Premature
months
delivery.
premature and possibly survive. you
That's
know?
always my favorite meathead defense of when people are like, yes, Rocky's a fucking dumb fuck. And they're like, Stallone's actually a fucking genius. He's like,
Yeah. I'm sure he's a Mensa member.
he just inadvertently spews like formulas. It was really hard for him to be this dumb. That's how good of an actor he is.
And how smart he is. Yeah.
No,
It's, no.
he wrote a script that he probably had help writing,
Of course.
and he fucking was a dick and said, I won't let you make this movie unless you let me star in it. And that they were like, fine, this movie's going to stink.
Rocky was I mean,
Which kind of, if you look at these movies, and these are where I always defend the term guilty pleasure. That's another hipster thing where people are like, you shouldn't be guilty about stuff you like. These movies are bad.
yeah. Oh, the original Rocky is a good movie still.
But even
It's still a movie. It's at least a movie.
yes.
It's at least a movie. These other, 3 and 4, it is. Oh,
but even when you want to defend them, like I love one of my favorite shows is Smallville. It's a bad show.
yeah.
I enjoy the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
It's cheesy. The plots are so hold and heavy-handed.
Yeah.
It's for children, and I'm watching it as an adult.
Yeah.
Like those are things where you shouldn't let people make you feel bad, but you shouldn't be being like, "Hey, did you guys watch fucking Pretty Little Lies last week?" Like you shouldn't be going out being like, "Hey, I watched."
Bragging about it or
Hey
something?
guys, did you watch that show that teen girls watched this week? Because I sure did. Like you should feel guilty about that.
Because you have bad taste.
You can still,
You have
even if
bad
you don't even have
taste.
to say bad taste, you could just be like, yeah, I kind of like, I like it, but I'm not gonna
But
tell
with Rocky,
my friends.
you feel that way about Rocky?
Kind
Yeah,
of.
it's a guilty pleasure.
We're
Yeah,
like this
I'll
movie,
always watch the original
in
Rocky.
the sense of like, don't ever come at me with talking about how these are. I don't want to hear the greatest or of all time anywhere near these fucking movies.
Yeah, I know. Rocky won the Oscar. It
That's
won the Oscar.
insane.
It won the Oscar.
What else came out?
I think it was up against like Network, a couple other movies, but yeah, it
Oh,
won the
Network's
Oscar.
better. Oh yeah, we went over this on an episode before. I think we
Long
went over
time ago.
that.
Yeah. I don't
Oscars.
recall what the because in 76, 77 Annie Hall won. In
See, but that's like a
76
philosophical, like that's a plot-driven movie.
yeah.
With like fucking good acting and comedy.
But Rocky was very much he helped create the genre, and it was probably always there. But he perfected not perfected, but I don't know. It built on the odds. You're against the odd type movie. The against the odds movies that is a genre of movie that always gets made. I'm sure they existed before that time. I'm sure they must have. But he very much captured that. He's just a long shot guy. He's a regular guy. You can relate to him. He's from South Philly. I'm from South Jersey. Hey, I'm from Bridgeport. I'm from the South Bronx. I relate to it. So it was definitely appealing to urban ethnic whites who didn't leave during white flight. Didn't have the money to leave during white flight. They still stuck it out in South Philly.
I don't know.
And let their racism completely consume them.
I don't know. I think it's the next. I'm trying to find the.
It's okay, man. No problem.
We're about at the first half.
That's
anyway.
cool, man. It's all good. No, but the whole.
Yeah, it beat All the President's Men, Network, Taxi Driver. It beat Taxi Driver.
It beat Taxi Driver.
That's insane. That's fucking crazy. People are so dumb. Yeah. Italians are so dumb.
Because obviously, Taxi Driver is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Bound for Glory is probably better, and I've never even seen that.
Yeah,
movie.
I've heard of Bound for Glory. Yeah. Yeah, but that's a list of good movies. I
know
to
Rocky won for
President's Men.
screenplay because they were like, man, this guy wrote words. Wow.
Yeah, he won for screenplay, but best original screenplay.
No, Network won actually.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, and then All the President's Men, all the other good movies won the other shit. They were just like these fucking mobsters got this fucking movie.
We have to pay it
got
homage.
this, yeah. Or they probably cracked some fucking skulls.
God, think of
Rocky's gonna win Best Picture, right?
Otherwise, I'm gonna break your kneecaps. We gotta have an Italian hero, and it can't. Yeah, De Niro.
What animal head did you put in fucking the head of the Academy's bed to fucking?
I remember Taxi Driver was talked about. I remember there being a buzz about it when I was like 7 or 8 years old. I never saw it until I got to college, and it blew me away. It was like 70s cinema, raw 70s cinema. It's still a good movie.
Yeah.
When you think of the first half of Scorsese's career.
And then he let Albert Brooks be funny in it. In
Yeah,
Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Like that opening scene when he's talking on the phone with he's like cold calling people for the politics.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
like working for the whatever.
Yeah, the Palantine campaign.
And he's just like, why do we have to fight? Like he's just having this funny conversation with like a dude who doesn't want to have it. Well,
yep.
I feel like we roll out of the first half here. That was a good little first half.
Okay?
Yeah, we're at an hour.
Absolutely, 1986.
We're at an hour.
God, weren't the 80s so interesting? They were so much fun. They weren't. It was actually. Anyway.
We'll be back for the second half. We're gonna reset. We'll be back. Keith Pazel's podcast.
Yes, we will.
103.8 FM, Talk Radio.
For your safety, watch your step when exiting the bus.
As far as they know, I'm a general out of uniform. Sent in on an investigation. For all they know. Four-star in there.
Like that would be insane if your buddy Chuck just came over one day and was just like, "Did an Interpol guy come to your house and ask about me?"
Yeah, I'm sure the whole like.
Okay, we're back from halftime.
Yes.
By the way, I haven't called this out. You've just heard part 5 of. I have a 9-minute recording of a crazy guy rambling on a bus, and the breaks for the last 4 or 5 weeks have been a minute each of this guy rambling. I go each bus stop. He timed it so well. I was so impressed with this guy's chicken. It was cohesive.
Yeah, man.
I'll play the whole thing after the episode.
There's a good caliber of mental illness out here.
It's incredible.
It's there's a lot of mentally ill people.
It's the Hollywood of crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
It's a lot of these people. We were walking to do laundry one night, and there are some people, some crazy broad, like singing opera in the street, where you're like, God damn, she's incredible. She really probably came to Los Angeles to be an opera singer.
Yep.
And then she got addicted to meth.
Yeah.
And now she's she's at fucking Beverly and 3rd. Just fucking babbling chicken.
Yeah, she's...
Because she sings great.
She's at
she sings great,
Row,
and then the second you walk past her, She screams, "Cunt, fucker, bitch, fucking."
Yeah, I saw a good homeless fight as I was driving out to visit you today. Good homeless argument between it. There's a homeless man and woman, a couple, I assume, that are right on Sunset, and they're collecting a lot of bottles. That's kind of their income stream, doing that. And they were in a heated exchange. It was disturbing. It was
I will tell you
moment,
this:
you
living in LA kills talking to yourself. Because you can't do it. You look like a crazy person.
Yeah,
and if you got enough rips in your jeans or your shirt's dirty, it's done. I talk to myself at work all the time. The mask has been terrible for that for me.
Yeah, like it's giving you more.
Oh, just full on conversations, almost where I'm doing hand movements.
Yeah, I know.
When you start doing hand movements, that's when you're
like,
I gotta fucking calm down.
Yeah, exactly. And why relive it?
Here's what I'll do, and this might be my own psychosis.
Yeah.
I'll be at work rolling silverware, and then my boss will come over and give me something to do, and I'll create a separate scenario that didn't happen, where like he said something shitty to me, and I was like, what the fuck? And I'll have these weird like fantasy tell-offs where I'll be like,
yeah, that's
what the fuck's your problem, dude? And then and then I'm like, whoa, dude, like,
yeah.
Pump the brakes here, Keith.
Yeah. No, and listen. I think what you're saying.
What do they call that? Mental gymnastics.
Yeah. And believe me, I have where I talk to myself, and this was one of the reasons why.
Bring your mic into yourself a little bit. You might have to lift it up and then set it. Yeah, because it
I've had girlfriends. They did not like my muttering to myself. They did not find that to be an attractive quality.
I can just turn you up. Too.
And. It won't stay back.
It's fine. I got you. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
But anyway, that's all good.
I turned you up. You can leave it forward.
Okay. But yeah, it's just the muttering to yourself. That's what I was going to say. What motivates me to do well out here is not the opulence and the success and the fame. Is I don't want to become that. I don't want to be the person in the street. That's actually, it's more the fear of that. It should be more driven by the powers of light in a sense of, I want to achieve something. But no, it's like, no, I don't want to become that.
Yeah.
Because that could be in the cards too when you're out here.
Oh, absolutely. You got to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, yeah. It can, I mean, you can slip into that. And that's basically running out of money. It's having not enough affordable housing. It's just, there's a whole range of how we deal with with mental illness. The mental illness thing is like, I think it's spiked. I think it's even worse than it was 20 or 30 years ago. There's more kind of, and there's not the infrastructure. We don't deal with it well.
Well, it's the same too. They all think they got money in the bank, or like, they all think they're part of their crazy story is that like, I got money in the bank. They just won't let me get it out. So I need, I need $20 to get on this bus.
Yeah.
So I can get to this deposit box. And then they create these fake scenarios because I think in their head to totally not snap, they have to create like, and there might even be a grain of truth to it. There might even be a scenario where like, oh yeah, my great aunt told me when I was 12 that she was going to leave me money.
Yeah.
And then you start, you're in fucking Pan Pacific Park telling people that your great aunt left you fucking $4.2 million.
Yeah.
And as long I just got to catch a bus to Anaheim.
Yeah.
It's in Orange County at this bank. And I just got to walk in, with, just how I look with all this shit. And like, they'll let me in. And you're just like, okay, man.
Have you seen Blue?
Some people told me that story where I'm like, you look like that could be true.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a particular brand of mental illness out here. There's no doubt about it. And it's, it's, you worry about that because I'll talk to myself sometimes, and it's like have conversations, and it's like, no, you have to keep that in check. That's a form of trying to deal with anxiety.
Oh, it's a part of being a regular person.
Yeah. But
I think we've gotten to the point where it's people, as long as you're not thinking about murdering and raping people, you're like, I'm not crazy. But it's like, no, you have full on conversations with yourself throughout the day. You need to see somebody.
To me, it's about dealing with certain anxieties.
Well, it's also, it happens at places where we're not allowed to talk to each other at work. Like if we group up and have a little conversation, they immediately break it up.
God,
it's wild.
Ugh. That's.
I love this movie, by the way.
What is this?
Rampage.
Oh,
This is where remakes went too far. This is a remake of an arcade
the video game that I remember liking in '87.
Where it's the only premise of the game is you are a gorilla and aliens have taken over a city, and you just got to destroy buildings and aliens.
Yes.
And that is it. And that they were just like, all right, make that a movie. So they had to do that where you have to incorporate it where like Dwayne Johnson raises monkeys.
I mean,
and he befriends a monkey.
The fact that this gets
and then
fucking paid,
a bunch of
gets
like
made is
chemical
amazing.
things fall to Earth. It looks like a meteorite.
Yeah.
But it's these boxes that spray green mist at the animals, and it makes them rabid. But Dwayne
'cause
Johnson,
I saw that, yeah.
But Dwayne Johnson has the previously existing relationship with the one gorilla, the main Rampage gorilla.
Yeah. So there's a connection.
Well, but then when they find out that all the other animals are like giant, they need him to help. But the U.S. government like shoots him with tranks, and he sees Dwayne Johnson when it happens, so he's like mad at him. Like that's what makes him Rampage. Like he's just like everyone's bad.
It's the backstory. It's the backstory of the. Oh, he knows he's upset with him.
Yeah, he sees him. Like you let them hurt me.
Uh oh. Yeah, they got to get out of this situation. Yeah.
Well, and then they're gonna do the thing where he inadvertently lets him escape. Like he's gonna beat this plane down, and
exactly.
They're gonna ride his back all the way down.
Yeah. This is. Yep. Uh-oh.
But this is, I think...
You're done.
I think
he's
this
taking
was
care
the
of
final
business.
throes of, like, we're just fucking making movies out of intellectual property. Pre-existing intellectual property. I think they were going to do a Pac-Man movie at some point. God. Where, like, it's just some dots living together. Because after this, they were like, well, every old-school Nintendo game is on the fucking chopping block.
Exactly. Uh-oh.
Fucking Tetris game. Tetris is so boring, dude. The worst game ever.
I used to love it.
I don't hate people that like it, but it's just...
You know the best old school game? The best old school game?
Duck Hunt?
No, Galaga is still a good old school game.
Yeah, that's classics, just shooting stuff with you're a spaceship
It's
and
great.
you shoot
And
other
you get
spaceships.
two. I still play it to this day.
Oh yeah, they split off. And don't they, like, they're two, but they all have the same movements, right?
Yeah. They go just back and forth, and you shoot. You get double the firepower.
See,
so you get to the challenge level. You can get higher
also
points.
those, there's like, you either have to be a genius. You either have to be a genius and learn the mathematical fucking odds of, like, you go this way for 2 seconds and that way.
Yeah.
Or you're just wiggling back and forth, and you're just like, there's odds are one of these fucking free guys is going away immediately.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you just shoot. You go nuts with shooting. Uh-oh. This is it, man. This is when things start to go south. How do they survive this?
I've never seen this movie. I kind of thought I was kind of out at this point. Like when this movie came out, I remember being like, okay. This is sadly, I think year 4 through 7 in stand-up were very much like everything sucks. Like I'd see a preview for a movie and I would be like, oh, that's going to blow. Like I kind of just avoided a bunch of shit.
Because that's what
And
happens.
You listen
mature
to fucking,
a little bit.
You listen to Songs Ohio records all day and shit. Just weird, obscure guitar people.
Well, it's part of expanding your tastes,
or
man.
you get it like I had a period where I was watching fucking Fellini movies and shit.
Yeah, of course.
And then fucking I'm not gonna go see fucking the King Kong remake. I'm gonna watch 8.5 and pretend I understand it.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is this like the
There we
end?
go.
Are they murking this fucking...
I don't know, man. I mean,
no, they got another hour. He's going to become friends with Dwayne
this is
Johnson
page
again.
60. This is page 60 of the
I love how you know the
There's
page.
the pivot. Yeah, there's the pivot. Because that's this. There's a page 60 is like when Obi-Wan Kenobi died. So it's like minute 50 to 60
here we
right
go.
now.
A movie
is this
I
the
was
original?
completely uninterested. No, this is 2013.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see it either. Yeah.
This one's actually pretty good.
Well, I mean, I can tell you this much. Well, Julianne Moore's in it.
Well, because here's what happens in this one. I'll only ruin this.
Yeah.
In the scene where she fucking goes rampages at the prom, she throws down across she leaves the school and just wrecks the whole town.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. Well, it is. I wish I could see it just because Piper Laurie in the
it's
first
Julianne
one,
Moore in this.
Exactly. Piper Laurie plays the Julianne Moore character. Her acting is exceptional in Carrie. She was nominated for an Oscar for Carrie, the original.
I accepted. I know this scares you.
Is her mom super possessive?
It's the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
Weird religion, the religion thing.
It's the
Think I'm-
exact. That's what's good. It's Crow. It's the exact same movie.
Yeah.
They didn't change it all except for when she goes on a rampage, she kills everybody, and I think she goes and kills the mom.
Yeah, well, the mom gets killed in the first one
Yeah.
too. She stabs her to death because she tries stabbing Carrie because
He'll hurt you.
what did she say?
He'll hurt you.
Yeah.
Or bad people, but not Tommy. He's good. You'll like him. He's a very nice boy.
Boys, after the blood comes boys.
Look at that hair.
Things.
I'm telling you,
That's Supreme
Piper.
Court. That's conservative Supreme Court justice
Yeah,
hair right there.
absolutely. Yeah, when I look at her hair and the look in her eye, it's creepy. That caliber of
Did
woman,
you know any weird shut-ins like that, like Bible thumping, like
Oh, you mean from
your
school and college?
That Crocious family?
Oh no
is
no
the
no
devil?
no. My family, I'll tell you this much. My family was very good on the religion front.
Oh,
They are
see, they
not
do it early
religious.
too in this movie. See how she raised the furniture?
Yeah.
Little stuff like that they didn't do in old movies that you like.
Yeah.
I hated as a kid. Where I hated that in Jaws you had to wait until the end of the movie to see the shark.
Well-
I was there for the ride and I was like, this is a good movie, but I was just like a little sooner.
Yeah.
Just a little sooner.
Yeah.
And then I remember when I saw this, even as an older person, I was like, that's so like if you are a person who is telekinetic, you're not just gonna wait until one day.
Yeah. Well,
Like
I mean, she
it'll
did-
happen. It would happen
Yeah.
on accident all the time.
Well, that happens in the first movie. She does it like at different times. Like this kid is riding a bicycle past her, Carrie, and it makes fun of her, and she like, does this little thing with her hand and pushes him off his bike. So
The only
they
thing
show
I
little blips
also
of it.
remember about the original Carrie is they fucking throw tampons at her because she has a
Absolutely,
period
it's
in
her
the
period.
shower.
Yeah, and she doesn't know what it's about because her mom is so freakishly religious. They haven't talked about it. So,
Also, a classic thing they did with this remake is they made Carrie cute because Sissy Spacek just looks like a fucking scarecrow.
well, she had a certain '70s natural beauty.
What a blank deer fucking
Doe-eyed. It's
Black-
called doe-eyed, my friend.
completely black shark
She's
eyes.
great in Coal Miner's Daughter. She's great in Coal
Well,
Miner's
I think
Daughter.
I've said this before. Anything where you need a girl with a hard Southern accent, that was her.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey there, mama. Hey there, mama.
Exactly. Yeah. No. This.
That would be if I had to explain Carrie to an alien, I would just be like, she's magic, and she always says, "But no, mama, but no, mama," and the mom is always being like, "You're evil, but no, mama."
She was. Piper Laurie was nominated for an Oscar. So the fact that Juliana Moore did this is actually, I mean, that was a
Well,
weighty
I remember
role.
them
Seriously, it was.
saying,
She's good in that.
I remember when this movie came out, they said like she was on par with Piper. Whoever the fuck.
Absolutely. No, yeah, because I mean, she's a good actor. So it's just like the fact that she got attached to this obviously gives it a little more credence, But I mean, they did the same thing. Yeah, they killed a pig.
I think this came out the same time as the Friday the 13th remake.
When did this? What year did this come out?
2013, I'm gonna guess. Yeah.
That's 7 years ago. Yeah, that's not that. It's not that long ago. So yeah. It's,
No, and then they were always hoping that like this spins some fucking trilogy, some new trilogy, even though they had a trilogy of the original one.
Of what?
The
original-
Carrie, they had Carrie, and then they had fucking a second one.
There was not a second one.
Yes, there was with the dude from Home Improvement, with Brad from Home Improvement.
They had a sequel, Carrie 2.
The Reckoning, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So he kills the
The
pig.
Rage, Carrie 2
The
came
Rage.
out in 1999.
Oh, I'm sure that was terrible.
Randall Pink from fucking Dazed and Confused was in it. Jason London.
Yeah, yeah. God, he was still trying to get a career going.
Oh yeah, just when the meth started kicking.
yeah,
in.
absolutely. God, yeah, what a story.
And then
what a
I
life.
think there was a sequel to this one
Yep.
where they were on like a ship, like a cruise ship.
Like Speed 2.
Yeah, it was just called Carrie, the 2002 film. That was a straight remake too.
I think that was, yeah. I think I'm confusing that one with this one.
No, they remade it
You know?
again. How
God.
sad are we, dude?
Ugh,
There's
I
just
know.
a lack of creativity.
Yeah, or it's also just having balls to do something. There's plenty of good ideas, but it's getting through the system to get it on screen so it doesn't get completely gutted and its teeth are just gone.
Yeah, and
It's,
then they had the 2013 reboot.
Yeah.
This was probably a disaster too. Oh no, cost $30 million, made $84.
Yeah, it made its money. Yeah, it made almost 3 times its money. So this made $84 million.
So do you want to get into some This Week in TV
Absolutely. Yes,
history?
let's do that. Yes, that's a good thing.
Staying on topic.
Hello.
Going way back into the day, Thomas Edison files a patent for the optical phonograph, which was the first movie.
Was that 1888? I was going to say 1889. Wow, I was actually close on that.
Yeah. 1939, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Movies that I have never seen.
I've never seen that movie. That's supposed to be a real. That's what America fell in love with Jimmy Stewart because he was so honest.
The only Frank Capra movie I've ever seen is Mr. Deeds, the Adam Sandler remake. Which is, I think,
By the way,
Mr.
Capra,
Smith Goes to Washington.
You know, all those filmmakers, Capra, what's his face? John Huston, who was in Chinatown.
Yeah.
What's his face? They got John Ford. They all made like World War II movies. But they were different. Like Houston's movies weren't like the right wing movies. Capra made right wing movies. He was very much like the right wing guy of
Fucking
Hollywood.
Jailhouse Rock premiered in 1957.
57. Okay. That was like.
Was that the
Elvis
beginning
was
of his like
badass.
movie career? Was he like a musician for a long time before that?
I think it might be his entry into it because I think he hit it like in 55. It happened in a hurry. You know, it happened in a hurry. Ed Sullivan.
1967, Barbara Streisand stars in the Belle of 14th Street special on CBS. Again with the specials. 68, Bullet comes out with Steve McQueen.
Yep. One of the first modern anti-hero movies. It's pretty good.
Let's see. Then we got
it's a
a
good
bunch
movie.
of modern shit.
The car chase sequence is the famous car chase, and it's actually, it holds up relatively well. It's dated, but it holds up. You can see where there's some thrill in it, you know? It's kind of like watching 2001 Space Odyssey, which might look
that
fake.
movie's still good, though.
If you look into it actually still looks good. You know what I mean? Like seeing it 50
and it's got
years.
kind of a twist ending. And
absolutely.
The guy sees his fucking true self. Like he sees his
birth
baby
and shit.
self
yeah,
and shit.
Like it's kind of this metaphor for the rebirth of the species.
See, I think where I was a little too young when I saw it, though, is I remember seeing 2001 where he sees himself as a baby, and someone had to tell me that was him. I just thought he was seeing random shit.
Stuff. Yeah.
And someone was like, no, that's like he watches his whole life before his eyes. And I was like, oh, like it opens up the whole movie for you.
Yeah.
Because I was dumb.
Yeah.
Again, I started smoking weed when I was 12. So
that
takes me a while to hammer stuff in there.
But no, that movie, I didn't get it until I was in my 20s. Remember, I saw it when I was like 13. I was like, why are these ape people with bones and now they walk? It was the whole idea of that's fundamental to the movie because that's the technological leap it went from like ape person to like being in space. That was the leap that we were going to make from being in space to some sort of other form. And the fact that the timing of that was so huge because literally the space race was culminating and getting to the moon. So that was really on people's minds.
2001.
Yeah. Because it came on.
And then what did we do?
1969.
What did we do to make it real? We shot a gold record into space with Kennedy on it.
But the point
there would have been a war now. If that happened today, there'd be a war of what went on that record. You're not going to put any liberal dreck on it. It's got to be all Bible verses and part Rocky 1. We're going to put the whole transcript of Rocky 1 on the gold record.
To me, it's just so apparent. It's all just dividing so that they can continue their power. That's just all it is.
You were young, but let's see if you remember this. 1975, Simon and Garfunkel reunite and sing My Little Town on Saturday Night Live.
You know, I remember seeing the rerun of that, but not when it first came on. The summers of like 76 and 77, they would have the reruns of early Saturday Night Live, and I loved. God, it was fun.
88, Roseanne debuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never really watched Roseanne.
Wow.
And I know people who loved it said she was great.
91, My Own Private Idaho released.
Yeah, well, we've had several little we've dalliances on that gay street hustler life of Portland. Ooh, it was gritty. That's when River Phoenix started getting back into drugs. Because I guess they'd film during the day and go back to Gus Van Sant's house and just party until like 3, 4, 5 in the morning, get up at 9. And that was all part of like, they wanted it to make that part of the experience, you know, of like they were going to film them being gritty and being dirty, you know. It's a good movie, though. Gus Van Sant captures fucked up youth extremely well, I think. And
Didn't he make
disconnected.
Milk too? Didn't Gus Van
He made
Sant
Milk.
make
Yeah,
the
well,
Harvey
he's
Milk
I mean,
movie?
he's gay.
Is he?
There's never been any hiding.
I've never
of that.
seen Gus Van Sant speak. So
Yeah.
ever.
He's. I think he was like one of the kind of few open gay filmmakers back then. But he did Paranoid Park is a completely obscure movie that people probably haven't seen. It's about a kid who's a skateboard kid in high school and accidentally murders someone. And it's a study of just disconnected modern families.
See, this is
and the lack of communication, lack of connection. It's an indictment of the modern family.
Going through this makes me realize how important like shit on TV was, because an event of interest was Bob Dylan being on SNL.
Oh yeah.
Like now that would happen, and you would have to an article of like, whose fucking grandpa was on
When was Bob Dylan on Saturday Night Live?
79.
Wow. God, I would
73. Marriott Hartley appears on the Bob Newhart show in the episode "Have You Met Miss Dietz?" I don't know. That seems like something old. That seems like something a 50-year-old would be excited about.
Yeah. Well, I'm 50.
Getting there. You're over 50, right?
I know, I am. They're getting ready for prom. Look at this. It's going to be a fun thing. We're the cool kids. We're all going to be spontaneously combusted. Like it's all, they're,
Is this still a horror movie?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's Carrie.
It's their goofy montage.
Ooh, which longest yard is? That's my favorite thing to play on television is which version is this? I haven't seen
Is
the
this the
Burt Reynolds
74
version in a
Burt
long
Reynolds?
time. Well, it's got to be the Adam Sandler
Do you know I've
one.
never-
Yeah, it's Sandler.
I've never seen the Burt Reynolds one.
It's okay. It's not a comedy. The Adam Sandler one is a fallout comedy. Like
Yeah.
the Burt Reynolds one is this kind of true late coming of age tale where like a real piece of shit earns his comeuppance and fucking plays football in jail.
The original.
Yeah.
Like I tried to have like a personal, like we're gonna make it like a
I've seen
Cool
pieces
Hand
of
Luke.
It. That's a movie my dad would try and get me to watch where I'd be like, I'm out, man.
Cool Hand Luke.
No.
Oh, Longest
I've
Yard.
never seen Cool Hand Luke either.
Cool Hand Luke's actually decent. You got to be in a certain mood to watch it. It'll be slow moving for your millennial sensibilities.
Deer
of
Hunter
course,
was
'cause
good. I like
there isn't
Deer
some
Hunter.
beast that's killing someone or some having he's not learning some new skill and has to. Anyway, but no,
I
seriously,
like Deer Hunter.
Deer Hunter's long.
It is long, and it's two
long.
movies. You got the movie, you got the wedding.
Yeah, and then you
where-
have Vietnam.
And that's where old boy from The Godfather slaps his wife, and it's like the funniest thing ever. I remember my dad watching that movie being like, this is the funniest scene in the whole movie, where he hits his wife.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You not. I mean, those old school Catholic weddings. Shit.
And
like
but
that
I
would
remember
happen.
not liking fucking. He tried to get me to watch The French Connection when I was a kid, and I just remember being
Yeah,
like,
you're
I'm
being
not
too
gonna like
young.
this.
Yeah, you're too young.
It's boring. It's fucking Gene Hackman running around London for fucking
No, New
2
York
hours
He's
or
in
whatever
New York.
the
Yeah,
fuck.
I know. It's like winter in New York. That was the grittiness of it, like solving crimes in the winter. Like that was deemed very much like a real gritty, realistic cop movie
Dude,
when it first
Dwayne
came
Johnson is all over TV.
out. What, Saturday Night? Makes perfect
TNT,
sense.
Rampage, and San Andreas. I guarantee you, he's Tarzan. No, he's not.
Might be the voice of it.
That's another thing they tried to do in the 90s too, is remaking like Tarzan and Jungle Book. Like they tried to make a live action Jungle Book where
Yeah.
the animals didn't talk because they didn't have the technology. I remember being like, what the fuck are you trying to do?
Yeah, just a bad decision. It's amazing how with all of the bureaucracy of these studios that such bad decisions still get made.
Here we go.
You would think like,
The acid I gave you is about to kick in, Crow. We're going to watch nature documentaries.
Hey, I'm into that. I'm into that. David Attenborough.
Oh, yeah. He's the king.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably have enough at this point where they could just auto make him narrate.
Yeah, when he dies, because that's got to be soon.
There's no new species.
God, look at
Animals
this.
do the same thing.
Yeah, they're actually, and they're dying. Do you know what I heard? I heard
That's
that.
me and Crocious going to the Comedy Store right there, just fucking prowling the area.
They're going to go after an ostrich?
They're gonna go crush a set, dude. They're about to go rip a set at the Improv.
That's right, man.
At the Improv lab.
We're going to make, none of that shit is open, people.
They're gonna
just
go
to let
put
you
their
know.
they're gonna go put their name in the bucket.
Yeah, I haven't done much stand-up, man.
Oh, dude, this fucking whole pandemic proves my point. When society collapses,
Yeah.
entertainment is the first thing gone.
Yeah, of course.
What we do is truly meaningless
Yeah, it
to the
really
large
is.
scope of the world.
Absolutely.
And even at our most successful, as rich and as prominent as we get, I think people are going to look back and be like, wait, you paid people to entertain you? Like that's like you wasted money on that?
Yeah,
Like,
because they're able to figure it out on their own.
My buddy Kevin was
Look at
telling
this,
me,
man. Look
I'm
at
like,
this.
oh yeah, this is fucking nature,
yeah, they're
baby.
coming after it. Oh boy,
So
did they
back-
get it down? Oh
Yeah.
man.
So back in the Shakespearean times,
Ooh, go for the neck.
when Shakespeare used to do his plays, the actors were like they used to randomly pick people to act in the play. It was like getting called for jury duty of like, oh, I have to be an actor in the summer play, and it was like a big deal. It was a big honor.
Yeah.
And I think it should still kind of be like that. Like Brad Pitt should be like also a welder.
Yeah. Well, I think it's what. Yeah, I think
Like
it's what
that's cool. You're a
Yeah.
fucking great actor, and we'll pay you if you want. If this movie comes along, but like you should also have to contribute to society.
Yeah. You know, I think at one time, I guess Leonard Nimoy, they say, was a true like Renaissance man, where he could like he could swing a hammer
he
well,
cobbled
and,
shoes and shit.
yeah, and he could like do ceramics and fix a V8 engine. You know,
I
he could do a
designed-
lot of different things.
I
you know?
designed this drywall in my house.
Yeah, but like, you know, but it got specialized. It just got specialized through time, you know, and you just, you know, listen,
Now-
athletes back in the day, Keith, they had to have jobs in the off season, like in the 60s.
My
50s and
grandpa
60s,
worked
yeah.
with Brian Piccolo in a machine shop.
Yeah, I believe it.
Said he walked like he had ball bearings in his shoes.
God. Because his legs were
His
so
knees
beat
were
up.
just fucking awful.
As like a 25-year-old.
Yeah, 2
you
years
know?
into his career.
Yeah.
They used to just chew each other up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the game. I will say the game. The hits they had back then are like.
Look
it's
at the
stuff
little
that's
baby
illegal.
deer. Oh, that's adorable.
Yep.
Look at that. It's so
pretty,
cute. I mean, a couple of them. They're probably one of them is soon going to die. They really tell you the tale. You got two cute things playing, and then they peek over a large cliff.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, is that the Grand Canyon?
Probably. Yeah. It's shit like that where even
It's the
this
Grand
podcast
Canyon in the summer.
that would be a feat to do a podcast and then get dropped in the middle of the Grand Canyon and try and maintain. Like the second you see the Grand Canyon, you're immediately like, oh, nothing matters. Nothing I do matters.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw the Grand Canyon, I thought to myself, oh, I'm sure there were indigenous people that the Grand Canyon was like their god. You know what I mean? Like it was like the place they went to, you know, because it was like the majesty of it all.
Just
you know, of just
got
and the
beheaded if you
grandeur.
peed in it or
Well,
something like that.
But also just like very much like it was like
Dude,
there was a
mountain goats
wonderment to
rule.
it. There was
Mountain
a
goats-
wonderment.
mountain
it's
goats
pretty
rule.
That's pretty amazing doing that. Being able to
Dude,
run that
there's
sheer
this
face.
There's this YouTube video. There's this fucking like dam in Switzerland or something, and the water that leaks out of it mixes with the concrete and creates salt. And these mountain goats scale the wall
to lick the salt.
and it's like flat brick. There's no,
Jesus.
and they get there. They get up there.
with like little teeny little spots they notice.
Yeah.
To like put their weight, and they get like 100 feet up there. They get up there. Yeah, right.
I've seen some YouTube videos of some falling where, and then the other ones are just like, well, another one. Lost one today, boys.
Yeah,
you know?
That's a hell of a way to.
When that happens, you just got to look at yourself and go,
hello, Larry. Yeah, but when I first saw the Grand Canyon, I gotta admit it moved me. Like it was Henry Miller. You know, Henry Miller, the author, wept when he first saw the Grand Canyon. He wept. You know, this like it was a tough guy from Brooklyn who wrote
was he on drugs?
No. He was
this
a big
is it.
alcoholic.
This is fucking.
Yeah, this is the third one.
Yeah,
River
Phoenix. What year did this come out? This was
89.
Close to his death. No,
89.
He had a couple years left.
4 more years left. Yeah, he was being groomed though. I mean, he was definitely being groomed to be like he was going to be a. I mean, he was
a good-looking boy,
you know, and he was a good actor. I mean, he was, you know.
Also, this was kind of the tail end of Western shit, right? Like, I feel like they were like, let's make a new Indiana Jones, kind of in the Wild West.
No, the Western thing. The Westerns died. Honest to God, in the 80s, not a time for Westerns. There was a few here and there, but not a time. Pale Rider was in the 80s, you know. I think when Kevin Costner, one of his first movies, not when he was a biker, he plays it's Silverado. Silverado with Kevin Kline, I think, was in that too. Was a Western, but there were not many Westerns being done then. And Unforgiven kind of changed that a little bit. There was definitely a rebirth of the Western. You know, Wild Bill was a movie that came out like in '95. You know, and exploring the Old West. You know, and sort of the mythology of that. You know.
Wait, doesn't he play young Indy in this?
Yeah, he's young Indiana Jones.
So that's
how he got away.
That's the Indy before him. Yeah. I
think he loses.
I love that connotation of like one day you're gonna dress exactly like me and do the exact same thing I do, kid. And then fucking
but he's a Boy Scout.
And then Sean Connery's his father, and then 40 years later they fuck the same girl that it's questionable whether it's rape or not.
Say it in Latin, son.
You know, it doesn't matter if you're choking during sex. It's consensual.
The lighting in this is so bizarre to me.
Well, they wanted it to seem natural. Like, of course, a treasure hunter would not have a blind in his house at all because they're adventurous. I want to open my house to the world.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like it when people watch me tug my pecker.
Speaking of which, Tobin, full circle.
Yeah.
Coming back to Tobin. But
fucking beating his pecker. We eventually, like, we got that out.
Yeah, we talked about that early on.
We got that out.
Absolutely. But the debate.
You never know us. We could just the debate happened. I want to keep the topical stuff towards the end.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's what starts. You know, I want people to have a reason to listen to every episode.
Okay.
But the last debate was even kind of boring. They kind of, Trump oddly behaved himself a little bit. I mean, he's for what his behavior, like, popping off at the mouth is.
Yeah. Trump.
They had to mute his mic a couple times.
He was trying to be like civil. Like he had actually listened to that. He knew he came off so bad.
Well, that
he
lady
was
cut him
barely
off.
holding it together.
That lady cut him off one time, like truly cut him off, and it made him stew. And I looked at Alicia and I was like, oh, and she's a brown lady. Like that probably infuriates him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then this didn't happen yet. But we got that 60 Minutes interview coming up where he walks out. That's fun.
Is that going to be released this coming Sunday?
Well, yeah, and then Trump released a weird off-camera version of it.
God, to try to get ahead of the story. God, he is such a scumbag. He is such a carnival barker.
There's a part in the
con man carnival barker.
There's a part in it where they have to stop the interview because his fucking fake hair's waving, and they say it's distracting.
It's hilarious.
And at the beginning of it, it starts with her saying, so you ready to answer some tough questions? And he goes, as long as you're fair. I just want you to be fair. And then she says something along the lines of, but can I ask you the tough questions? And he just goes, no. Like he outright says no. Like, I want this to be about, like he basically, and then after he walks out, she interviews Pence and he does the same bullshit. He's like not answering questions.
Yeah.
And she says, this isn't a campaign rally. This is like, you're here to be interviewed. And she said, quite frankly, I think you're disrespecting me and this show by not answering our questions, you and the president.
Yeah. Wow.
And then CBS came out and said that the president was technically breaking the law by releasing that footage because he broke their non-disclosure.
God.
And it made himself look bad. It made himself, she wasn't asking tough questions. She just wouldn't ask him shit. Like he wanted her to ask about like, we got 11 million new jobs. That same bullshit.
Yep. He wanted to get his words out.
Why aren't you asking me about how great things were before the pandemic?
Yeah.
People are pandemiced out.
Yeah, they're sick of it. They're fatigued of it. Well, it's because it's a real thing.
Well, they're fatigued because they have COVID.
Yeah.
They're sick.
Yeah.
They're sick.
It is a...
you look like a candied ham up there.
Yeah. Interesting. So was it actually released? Is the 60 Minutes one been released
No,
yet?
that's tonight.
Or Sunday?
But the one that Trump released,
you're not going to be watching it. You'll be watching
YouTube.
the Bears and the Lambs, man.
That's Monday.
Oh, it's Monday night. Oh,
yep.
I didn't know that. Okay. So
Prime time.
Yeah, I'll probably
Hopefully
watch
no
the
one
Trump one.
Rips their fucking ankle in half.
The best thing I've seen on Trump of all the stuff that I've watched, and I'm glad I've been working during the majority of his presidency because it would have been too difficult to deal with it otherwise. So Mary Trump being interviewed on George Stephanopoulos. She had a 1 hour, pretty in-depth interview, and she was just, she's a therapist herself, and she's, chooses her words
He
wisely.
went through so much in his young life.
Well, and
I love to, there was no technology, even makeup. It's just 50-year-old Harrison Ford playing 20-year-old fucking Indy. There was no fucking getting around it.
Yeah.
With his fucking nerd glasses. Now this is present time, right?
Yeah. This is 89.
Teaching class.
He hadn't aged that much. Yeah, because this is not.
Well, no, I'm saying it's still the 20s in like the indie world, though, right?
Yeah, but it's the 30s here. No, it's World War II. I think the Nazis are around. They still have a lot of the same actors, man, dusting it off. Because he was embarrassed. He thought the second one, like Temple of Doom, was I guess Spielberg was embarrassed by that
That's
movie.
the best one.
No, the best one is the first one. The best one,
Dude. Temple of Doom was the shit.
and he was
when I was a
he
kid.
wanted to ground it back in the realism of the first one.
What, like dork shit?
Yeah,
archaeology.
he's a professor, and like,
he's such a nerd. Steven Spielberg is such a dork. Even his wife, like blonde, fucking like
I married a princess. Ooh, she's a leading lady, and I'm the dork.
Yeah.
Who throws rocks in her door.
Yeah. My dream is it's the only way I could actually get a woman like that is by becoming
She's
this
my
famous director.
Ooh, it was either that or molest a girl, and I don't want to do that. I only do that to boys.
no. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. God, his story. Have you ever watched? I think I've told
His
you.
grandfather used to humiliate him by yelling his fucking Hebrew name to call him in. He's got real repressed problems, I think, Spielberg. He's
Yeah.
probably got... I think Spielberg is one of those guys that cries himself to sleep every night. You're stupid, schmooly, whatever
yeah.
the fuck.
Yeah. Like the unrelenting conscience.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, you can't being a person who sometimes goes on that path. I've never done like a cut. I'm not a cut. I've never been self-abuse in that sense. But just being too hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't
like
be so
even
hard
all
on
his
yourself.
movies, like
Don't be so.
It's about a boy who's in love with a girl, and he goes on a spaceship and shoots aliens. And then he becomes friends with the aliens, and the girl sees that he can become friends with aliens, so then they kiss, and then they're going to be in love, and that's my wife. Married a princess.
Yeah, well, Spielberg also, because he had his first, I think his first
now-
bomb was 1941.
Now, also, let me say this: Spielberg is all of my favorite movies are Spielberg movies. Jaws, E.T.,
Yeah.
fucking Temple. Like, I
Jurassic
love his
Park.
shit. But him and George Lucas are just
Oh, I know.
dorks.
Yeah.
Like, you are just probably not fun to hang out with.
Yeah, they can't just sort of let it out.
All of their fun happens between their head and a piece of paper and a computer screen.
Yeah, yeah.
They wouldn't know how to sit down and like
just chill out.
Just
and bullshit.
chill and let's
Yeah.
relax and have a fun.
Well, no, I have this world in my head.
Do
I
you
got this
find-
world in my head. It's about a girl who's in love with a boy, and then she gets in a spaceship and blah, 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 blah.
I gotta get this out. Yeah. It's
And there's gonna be 7 movies about that. Isn't that great? Will you please touch me?
yeah. I wonder because I think you're right, and you're on to something. It's just it's
But
weird
it
to go to that length. You know, like
yeah,
just
it's great though. I love their shit, but I mean, again, like we were saying, that great athletes are like you either have to be a piece of shit or just a completely autistic dork
savant type. Yeah,
that just fucking lives for these worlds.
Yeah.
And like you got a wife who's hot and just kind of loves that you're, he's got an inner child and a huge dong.
And also he's worth $6 billion. So you know something?
Well,
I can tolerate it.
Lucas got divorced, so he's probably, that's how annoying he
half
is
a billionaire
about his creations.
Yeah.
Is his first wife couldn't fucking take it.
Yeah. They got divorced, I think, right before, or maybe in the middle of making Return of the Jedi.
Well, he probably was just gone for so long.
Yeah.
And like,
well, I think she helped out.
Honey,
She was an editor.
Honey,
She
I
was-
mortgaged our house again.
They had a working relationship. I mean, she did editing on a lot of his movies
Yeah,
and stuff.
I just mortgaged all of our property again because we had to build a new computer. We had to invent technology to make this stupid fucking
and like
movie.
being like, okay, I guess I'll attach myself to this horse. Do you find like L.A. is kind of that way? I think a lot of the culture lends itself to literally people being completely in their head. Do you find that, like, creating a world, because there's such a lack of interaction?
I think, and even like how I was telling you off air that I'm gonna start marketing the channel more.
Yeah.
Maybe pay for some advertising.
Sure.
Or some like somebody to advise me a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I
not
think-
the source on that.
I think people are just so. In a place like New York, you kind of just relax and you're a part of the art community. And in fuck, my camera fucked up.
But in LA,
it's all about steps. Like, am I taking this step?
yeah.
Is this happen? And
Yep.
like, and that's where you get in your head, where you're
Yep.
like, well, now I can't follow as many people. If someone sees that I follow 1,000 people, then they're gonna think like, then that's where you get in your fucking head.
I think people just create scenarios that just aren't real. They're just dramas in your mind that help you address certain anxieties you have. You got to get to the core of the anxiety and realize what it's about, and just try to address it. So, yeah.
My fucking phone
There
died.
you have it, Keith. Problem solved.
We got to pause this real quick.
Bad sports memories for you. Like when you think of football, Bear game where it really pissed you off when they lost.
I don't know, because they've always been so bad. Like, I kind of have just been always... Any game where I would be disappointed in a loss, I was just so happy that they were there. That, like, in 99, when Dick Duran got us to 13-3...
That was an 0-1.
Yeah, we got fucking rolled by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles rolled them.
We
Yep.
were never going to do anything.
They had so many bullshit wins that year. That game against the Browns when they were...
James Daniels was on the defense. Fucking R.W.
Mike Brown.
R.W. McQuarters.
Did they have Mike Brown?
Hell yeah, they had Mike Brown. That was
Yeah.
like Mike Brown's rookie year or some
Yeah,
shit
yeah. He
like
had a
that.
couple of back-to-back games where they had back-to-back, the exact same play when they beat the Browns and then beat the 49ers on like tipped ball interceptions. And Mike Brown got them both.
Kind of glad we had the failure because now we transition nice. I wanted to get into some sports because you've had an Alabama kid today broke his ankle. Dak Prescott broke his ankle. I think they're calling for the turf to go. Like they want stadiums to have real grass. Because in Arizona, they have real grass inside of an indoor stadium. You can, like I've said, you can buy a severed head on the internet. You can grow grass inside.
Yeah, well, it's expensive.
Do you remember the Biodome? Was that around when you were a kid?
Yes, and I'll tell you something. It's interesting because when I think of, the AstroTurf that I grew up with baseball in the 70s and 80s and football, guys blew knees all the fucking time. I literally think the athletes are so fast right now, and they cut
and they're
pure.
so big too.
Yeah. That like the skeleton has not evolved with the bulk.
Because if
know
you
what I
look
mean?
at the Dak Prescott leg break, it's less that his foot gets caught in the turf and more a giant guy falls on his ankle and snaps it in half.
Yeah, exactly. It's that force hitting him. Yeah,
I think it's getting to be where you need to tell people you can't weigh 280 pounds and be 6'5".
No, I think
and lightning fast and leaping on people's backs.
Yeah,
Like you're going to break their legs.
Yeah, you're going to have to. I think have weight limitations. Offensive linemen can't be above 260 pounds. D linemen can't be above 250 or 245 or something.
Linebackers can't be, or running backs can't weigh 260 pounds.
Yeah, they
like
have to,
that. Derrick Henry is going to be the new thing.
Oh yeah,
you're going to have all these kids that are like failed free safeties that become running back. Cordero Patterson, the type of guy like that looks like a wide receiver but is a running back.
Well, that I think of back when I remember probably your younger days. There were big. Jamal Lewis was a big back. He was 260 pounds, man. Allscott was a big back.
Raymont Harris.
Yeah, there were guys who were big.
Those guys were fullbacks too.
But it's like they because the game has changed and they want more of the guy. The running back who can catch a ball out of the backfield is very valuable now. That's why James White has a career. He's a running back. He might run the ball 30 times in a season max. But he can catch 8 passes.
But I was saying, I think it's coming full circle to where not necessarily the turf is dangerous, but the athleticism is making the turf dangerous.
Yes, absolutely. And the size.
To where the way how big these guys are and how hard they're getting dragged down.
As much as I like dismissing your THC fueled theories, this one I agree with.
You need dirt to have that cleat slide out of.
Well, yeah, to slip. Yeah.
These people, their cleats are getting stuck. It doesn't matter how much like grass it feels. If you don't have earth to that cleat gets stuck in some carpet, you're breaking your leg.
Yeah. It's
in dirt. It's gonna slide out because you're gonna rip a chunk out. You're gonna make a divot.
Yeah, I will say, the turf is no doubt it's better than it was. The turf used to be. I remember
they got that
walking
little
on the
tire
turf.
shit. You see that black rubber fucking
shoot up.
fly up.
It's much softer than it used to be. I remember going on the turf in 1986. I got on the turf at the Metrodome. At a baseball game. I got to walk out there.
Took your socks off, get your bare feet on there.
They allowed the crowd
spongy.
to come out on the field beforehand. So for an hour, we just milled around on the field. And I remember walking on.
You ever see anybody cry?
It was
tears stepping on the field.
No, never did
on
that.
the pitch.
But it was it was kind of soft. It was kind of soft, but I was also like, this would suck to play on. As a 17-year-old, I knew that.
Oh, it's
As
like
a 17-year-old,
falling on
I knew.
concrete.
You know, I mean, I think that they've done a better job with that now, but it's still an issue. I think it's still an issue. I think it still catches too well. And you're right. The guys, the size now is so incredible. Again, the Fridge was deemed this gigantic player. There were 10 players over 300 pounds in 1985. Now there's like 270 or something. I mean, it's just everyone's gotten so big. You know, it's incredible. I mean, they've always said that. Yeah, this time it's really a problem. I mean, you're doing damage to skeletal structures, you know, that are not equipped. I'm actually convinced it's part of the reason why Bo Jackson ripped his hip out of his socket is that he was so fucking jacked up and strong and powerful that his bone structure was not capable of sort of dealing with the torque of that.
He also probably had
a
a moment where a normal human being shouldn't be able to stay up when a linebacker's holding him down. Like, that was his body saying, go down.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be strong enough to withstand this. Like,
yeah.
Because he, like, shed a guy.
Yeah, it was against the Bengals. It was in the playoffs.
It was just the body saying, like, you shouldn't be allowed to do this.
I think it was Ricky Hundley, who was a pretty good linebacker from Arizona.
Just yanked on his leg, right?
He grabbed a hold of one of his legs and pulled it, while he was running, and then the thrust of him moving and him pulling on it. Boom,
also,
that's
for
force.
people that don't want to Google it, just to give you a quick description, it's not gruesome. It kind of looks like,
yeah,
but the dude gets up and walks off the field.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't think like, oh, his hip just got dislocated from his body and
Yeah.
he's in writhing pain right now.
Yeah.
He kind of is just bummed that he got tackled.
Yeah.
And that he's just like, up. In hindsight, you probably are like, no, he knows his career's over.
Yeah.
Like,
I
can you
guess
imagine the pop on
hearing
the field?
it, feeling it? Yeah, absolutely.
Because he played football. He tried football after it, right?
I think he played some afterwards, absolutely. But his hip was ruined.
And then, he
had to get a fake hip.
But he was like, I can play baseball.
He played base. I remember
I can
saw
run
him
up
play,
a wall.
I saw him play for the White Sox, but he noticeably limped, and I was just like, "Ooh, this is bad." I mean, it was noticeably
Also,
limped.
Bo Jackson and Ronnie Lott were identical to me as kids.
Bo Jackson was a freakish athlete. A young Bo Jackson would be just fine in the current NFL. He would play a 24-year-old Bo Jackson.
A perfect
would be
example
great.
of how old I am. My era Bo Jackson is the Bo Knows commercials.
Yeah, well, and
that's the one I know.
Yeah,
I don't know Bo Jackson the Raider. I know Bo, like the tail end of the baseball career, and the Bo Knows baseball career, and like the Nike commercial.
Yep. Yeah, he was definitely being marketed, man. I mean, he was a two-sport all-star, great in both sports.
Here's where I was such a fucking millennial shit. I'm just like, oh, so he was kind of like the Deion Sanders of his time.
Yeah, well, because
Deion was a fake Bo.
Well, they also their times kind of overlapped a little bit. Bo Jackson was a little bit older than him. I think he was 4 years older than him. I mean, maybe 3 years older than him. But yeah, Deion did the same thing, obviously. But Deion also was a different type of player. You know, Bo Jackson was I think starting outfielder. Obviously, I think probably Deion played outfield, but
I think
Bo being a running back is different. Deion did not get his body did not get the abuse.
I also think Deion was a lesser baseball player than Bo was.
Deion was a pretty good baseball player. He was very fast.
He played for the good Braves, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he was a Falcon. And then isn't there that famous moment where he Phil Collins'd in from a fucking baseball game?
Oh, yeah,
from
absolutely.
a football game?
Yeah, and it was like, I remember Tim McCarver like criticized him. Well, what's your focus, Deion? Tim McCarver is a lunkhead. What's your focus, Deion? Are you really into this, or are you going to play both sports? You got to choose one over the other. I don't know why. Maybe he likes to do it, and he's capable of doing it.
Both.
Yeah, okay, let him do it. It was like that was an old school criticism that I didn't agree with. McCarver is a turd. Rocky III, man. McCarver is the worst. I do not like. Listen, fool.
This looks like footage from the A-Team that they just spliced in. We've done stand-up with his daughter.
Her stories are great. He made $30,000 for this movie. Stallone wanted him back in The Expendables, but he still got beef with Stallone for underpaying him so much for Rocky III.
Well,
he got beef with him.
And he beats him.
Well, because, I mean, listen, Mr. T was a fucking phenomenon, dude. He was a phenomenon when I was a kid.
I just get impressed that it took 3.5 hours to put all that jewelry on, because it's not one piece. That is individual necklaces. Yep. He did the work. He lived the life. I still never got that character as a kid. Like when I would watch Mr. T, I'm just like, so is he retarded? Like, is he like what's his thing? Like he doesn't seem dangerous because he's a fool, but he's not a total.
He goes after
dummy.
his woman, man. He goes after his woman. He like gets that racial angle going.
It seems very shafty, like tough guy Shaft. I respect it. I love Erica. I respect it. I'm not shitting on her father.
I think. I mean, he was because to me when I was 13 when I saw this movie in the theater. 13 years old. For me, it was just
got that finger bang anniversary coming right around the corner.
He had this presence. There was something about his intensity. Let me tell you something, fool. I mean, it was like scary.
18
you know what I mean?
was on at this point, correct?
No, 18 right after this. 18 came on.
So this broke T.
Oh yeah, this broke T, and then they did A-Team after this.
So when you saw Rocky 3, you're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Like, this is a screen presence, man.
Oh boy, I bet parents, maybe not your parents, but I bet older people hated him.
A big Gen X hipster thing to be into, like the Mr. T Experience was a band. Like Mr. T was definitely like a Gen X hipster thing to be into.
And it was just him singing about being a fool?
Oh, no, it was also just, it was just his presence, getting a lunchbox. A lunchbox? No, that's the 70s, not the 80s. A lunchbox of Mr. T, it's like,
wasn't
you were
Mr.
hipster.
T in DC Cab?
Absolutely. He had a career.
So was Bill Maher.
Bill Maher was in DC Cab.
Yeah. I think he sang in it.
Wow. Crazy. Yeah, Irene Carey, I think, was in that. She was still making some Fame money. Remember your name, Fame. I'm going to make it to heaven. It's the dream of fame. If you can just become famous, everything will be fine.
Back then, I get it because there was only one kind of fame. It was like movies and television.
Yeah.
But now, like, look at us. We could hit it one day, or we could hit, like, you just put your shit on YouTube. There's fucking famous people that are famous for opening up toys and being like, wow.
And that's a good thing?
I mean,
sorry, as I yawn.
It's good for one of the parents because you got these little 9-year-olds that are legally not allowed to have money. So you have these 9-year-olds that are making $50 million a year.
Child stars of the internet?
Oh, yeah.
God.
Ryan reviews toys. It's the fucking...
Jesus Christ, I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm not old. I don't... My life doesn't go in that direction.
1939, NBC becomes the first network to televise a pro football game, the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Huh?
23-14 at Ebbets Field. That is a 1939 score.
Yeah.
It was high flying at Ebbets, 23-14.
You know what I like? If you ever look at games from like the 50s and 60s, they turn the ball over. I swear to God, Keith, there are games, they turn it over 7 times. The other team turns it over 4 times. Like, they possess the ball now. Turning it over is not a good thing.
Do you want to know one of my favorite things about modern NFL is dudes like Lance Briggs and fucking Olin Kreutz, even though he was offense, and Ray Lewis crying like little girls when these high-scoring games happen. Where's the defense? This defense was pathetic.
Yeah.
And they still try and at the end of the day, defense wins championships. No, it doesn't. The Kansas City Chiefs had a mediocre-ass defense.
But they were down. Transcendent quarterback.
They were down by 25 points with 5 minutes left in the fourth. Defense does not win championships. You're a bitter old man who doesn't want to accept that the game has changed and your positions are irrelevant. All you need is just 4 fast, large men to run it. There's no fucking, he's the Mike and I'm the fucking bull and fucking it's his jet, all these specific war tactic defense, he's the soldier, I'm the fucking no, you get 4 large, fast guys to run at the quarterback. And the quarterback needs to be it's all offensive driven. Well, and I just love when it's 54-53 and instead of being wow, what a great game, they're just pitiful defense. This is just those defensive or those offenses were just that fucking good.
Yeah, it's the fact is the rules are for offense because they want to have higher scoring games because people are just I gotta see the scoreboard.
It's mad.
Oh, it's gotta look like a. Oh,
that's why you don't
God.
understand it though. It's video. Patrick,
no. I understand it fine, Keith.
Patrick Mahomes grew up playing Madden.
Exactly.
Where you fucking aired it out every play.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I don't shit on it because that's how those kids were playing those games and they were like, I'm going to learn how to actually play.
I was
going to
say, yeah, exactly. That's what, yes.
To shit on it is disingenuous. Like they learned how to play like a video game.
Yeah. Yeah,
could you do that, you old geriatric?
Well, now
fuck?
you can't. Now you can't because I'm convinced when they were young.
Andy Reid's fat punt pass and kick ass. His footage. You ever see him on the field?
Oh
as
yeah,
a quarterback?
it's hilarious.
His fat beer belly out there with the one thing.
Yeah, and then the Coliseum in 1971. Yeah, I remember punt, pass, and kick. I remember being excited about that in the 70s and looking forward to watching that. Who's going to win?
Because you wanted to do it.
Why? Of course, I wanted it to be pump, pass, and kick. It was great. It was like that was like a good athlete. You had to get on pump, pass, and kick. Jim Kelly in 1976 probably did that.
Before he was a San Antonio fucking admiral or whatever.
Like a Houston Gambler, exactly.
Bro, they played in the Alamo Dome.
Yeah, the San Antonio Gunslingers were a team. Absolutely. I tell you something, Rock. It's over.
But I just love, and I'm even loving it with comics and podcasts. And I hate saying this because I'm Mr. Cynical, but I'm kind of getting tired of the whole like, why do you care? It doesn't. Can you imagine caring like about anything like the election? Why do you care?
Yeah.
Who cares? Just have fun. Watch the world fall apart. Like it doesn't matter if you care, you're a loser. Can you imagine caring about who is the like
that is the thought of an immature mind.
Just that total like nihilist. I even understand it for humor, but when it gets beyond, I was even saying with my buddy Jeff, like it's getting to the point where it's kind of beyond
like healthy.
Funny.
Yeah.
And that's where it's fucked up socially because making fun of Bush for like costing American lives in a war seems perfectly reasonable at this point of just like Bush is a guy you make fun of. He just started a war that we shouldn't have been in.
Yeah.
Like Trump is dangerous.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, I don't quite, I mean, it is such a reveal of the failings of where the culture is at. There's so many levels to interpret.
But even the whole, I'm getting a little sick of the whole like, just watch it burn.
Oh,
just have fun and watch it burn.
No, that's like that's a cop out. And I've had impulses like that at different times.
I'm not even against it. What I'm saying is like it's just hack at this point. Yeah. Like whenever I see someone go on a rant about like, democracy's this analogy, and we fucking we're shitting them like whatever. We're a big fat guy, and we're like whatever analogy of like how democracy's failed. I'm just like, yeah, that's funny, but like we've been doing this for the last 10 years about like nothing matters, chaos rules. It's funny, and it is, but it's chaos is only funny when it's not real.
When hundreds of thousands of people aren't dying.
When it's not real.
Yeah.
When it's reality shows and fucking Kardashians, not when it's fucking Nazi rallies and shit.
Yeah. No, it is. Again, I read today the regulations that they've tried to pull back the Trump administration. They are vast. What they've gone after. And they're obviously they're succeeding. 25% of the federal bench is now Trump appointees. There are 870 federal judges, including the Supreme Court, and 222 have been nominated and approved.
And then I think
they suppressed Obama getting 100 judges on the federal bench. I mean, Mitch McConnell. By the way, what's the deal with his hands?
He looks like Mason Verger.
What's the deal with his hands?
They're like charcoal black.
Well, what happened to him?
I had a Halloween costume. I was going to be Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Was there some sort of ritual that he was doing or something?
Yeah.
Or does he just does he get bad circulation?
He was drawing a pentagram in ash on a fucking... He looks like Mason Verger from fucking... from Hannibal.
Yeah, he does actually. Yeah. His face looks like it's sort of like...
I'll pull it up
right
now.
It's like splayed. It's like... It's been plastered on, Yeah, absolutely. And his voice when he speaks, when you've made that analogy, I didn't get why that didn't go better because you had like a split screen of his face and that guy. I'm like, that looks pretty good.
Someone's already done it.
I was like, that. Come on, Mick. You back in for one more time? I don't know, kid. This is where Frank Stallone makes his film debut.
Well, you want to wind it down though, Crow?
Yeah, sure, man.
We're at about...
Hopefully I'm not
about another hour. No, I'm just saying we're out of topics.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm not saying finish it now.
We went on to Trump a little bit. I got to go into Trump again, but it's just I'm hoping.
I do think it is funny though that they're preparing for the election in opposite ways. All the poor neighborhoods are starting to do rallies, getting people to vote and getting people hyped up. And Beverly Hills is locking down Rodeo Drive because they're preparing for riots.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if they think Trump's going to win and people are going to loot, or if they think that the Beverly Hills people are going to be upset that Trump loses and there's going to be militias running rampant.
No, not there. But I have concerns about, and maybe I'm wrong. I've predicted these things, Keith, and I've been wrong on this, and I'm prone to certain conspiracies. But I could just see, if Trump loses, which I think he's going to lose.
Yeah. And they were saying that they could flip some Senate seats. They only need to win 3 or 4 Senate seats to turn the Senate.
The Senate, they think, is actually going to turn, I believe.
That's why if they could have held this fucking nomination off until the end of the election through some sort of legal wrangling.
I know. It's a huge deal.
You could have blocked it by winning this fucking Senate.
I think he's going to try to get it into the Supreme Court. And it's just like, well, then
he's going to try and win the election through the Supreme Court.
Exactly. It's not through
but
normal means.
Comey Barrett, and even a bunch of the conservative judges has said that, like, we don't think we don't do shit like that. Like, they've come out and said,
it's the same thing with Bush v. Gore in 2000. Or they're going to use that as the precedent, and try to rig it that way. And I'm sorry, if that happens, I kind of think there's going to be some riots on the street.
Here's what is going to be fun, and this is where I will give the nihilism funny thing is the week that it takes to actually see who wins. That's going to be beautiful watching Trump melt down on television and Twitter that whole week.
Yeah.
While they actually count votes. Because I think in his head, I was even thinking like him. Let's say Biden wins on election night.
Yeah.
They just do the math and they say he's got enough. He's got 270.
Yep.
He's the president. They still have... we still got to count votes for 4 days.
Yeah.
But he's got it.
Yeah.
I think in Trump's head, he'll think, well, what if those other votes you haven't counted get me to 270? Like, I think in Trump's head, it's like, well, whichever ones get counted first. What if all those ones you haven't counted yet are Trump votes?
Yeah.
If you would have counted those
extrapolate
first,
out.
if you would have counted those first, I would have hit 270 first. This is a fraud.
He's going to concoct some legal argument and throw a bogus lawsuit
Every
in.
vote should be counted at the exact same time as two people look at each other. Like there can't.
Yeah.
In his head, he's going to, well, this is a scam. Whoever gets counted first is going to be the winner.
Yeah,
he's going to try and spin it like that.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
you
dude,
counted his votes first.
I was talking to my writing partner today. He was an attorney, lifelong attorney, smart guy, good attorney, and he's like, he's going to have a bogus lawsuit that he's going to put in, and it's just like,
it's going to be
Jesus Christ,
it's going to be all through his lame duck term. Is going to be the world trying to convince him that he's not the president anymore.
It is. He cannot.
And I think it's going to be. It might be fucking. There might be some social unrest, but his reaction to that is going to be hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He's.
If you thought that debate was a meltdown, oh boy, get ready.
Oh, I know. Absolutely.
When he loses the election, oh boy, his concession speech is going to be the greatest thing in the history of politics and pop culture.
Oh, if he does one. I mean, I don't know.
He'll say he's doing a rally.
Yeah.
And then he'll start a television network. He'll buy OAN.
Oh, my God.
That's what I think he's going to do. He's going to buy the One American News Network. He'll call it Trump TV. He'll hire all the people that have been canceled off YouTube, Jones, Gavin McGinnis, and he'll make billions of dollars.
Well, he's...
to pay for the lawsuits that he's going to have because he's going to get sued and jailed. That's also why he's afraid to lose the presidency.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's 10... fucking high-level lawsuits ready to go in the barrel of a fucking gun the second he leaves office.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He's going to jail for rape the second he leaves office.
Well, New York is going after him. There's financial stuff, financial improprieties.
Oh, there's fucking people buried in concrete foundations that are probably because of him.
Well, I mean, it's just so
the mafia
interesting.
drove those concrete trucks that built his buildings.
He is as mobbed up as it gets. He is a con man of the highest order. It's pretty incredible. He's got a personality disorder. I mean, it's just so. Yeah, his reaction. Like I said this before, my brother and I have talked about it. His psychologists, psychiatrists have said he's it's a sexual sadism is sort of his ultimate driving thing.
Yeah,
sexual humiliation is one of the driving forces of him, and they tend to be, they're able to push it and push the envelope. But when they finally get caught after pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, when they get caught, they have like one colossal meltdown. They didn't have one real like lash out. So it has the potential to be something really bizarre, you know?
Hitler's lash out was World War II.
But I mean, like,
Trump's is going to be a little
lashes
less.
out, you know?
Trump's going to be a little less.
But I mean,
it'll be a little bit more verbal.
Yeah. I think he's going to give a fuck you to the political system. There's no doubt about that. He can't. He doesn't know how to manage it. He can't. You know, he doesn't realize that there's a certain skill to it. You know, it's just not just being a fucking salesman.
I don't even think he understands the parties because he calls it the Joe Biden party. Like he thinks that there's a figurehead, and whoever's the figurehead. That, like, she explained it to me. She was like, that's a fascist way of thinking.
Absolutely.
Of like,
yes.
In his head, it's not the Democratic Party, it's the Joe Biden party.
Yeah. This is a power, recognizing power in a certain way and a certain threat to what you are. This is that power base. Yeah. It's a very kind of, absolutely. That is fascistic. I agree. That's a very, because the fascism in this too, again, I go back to stuff I watched. The fascism of repeating the lie 1,000 times and it becomes the truth. That's a major thing.
That's also smarmy business guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that kind of goes into that world too.
He even does it. You see him of like when he goes to his board meetings and he's in the fucking red, and they're like, Donald, like, you haven't turned a profit in 15 years, and he's just like, oh, next quarter is going to be great. You know? And they're like, yeah, but this quarter's bad. Oh, but next quarter is going to be great. Like he just keeps telling them next quarter is going to be great. Then he puts a little Coke on the table, and they fucking do some fucking. They boof a little lines.
Well, I think he's an Adderall guy.
And then
he's an Adderall guy.
But he gives them Coke, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But then they're all speeded up, and then they're just like, you know what, you're right. Next quarter is going to be great.
Well, yeah,
he can't do that with government though. I think he realizes because of that notion of like we'll run the country like a business. I think he quickly realized, oh my God, you can't do that.
Well, you can't. That is one of the biggest right-wing lies that has been perpetrated forever, for as long as I can remember. If you just had a businessman in there, he'd know how to get stuff done. Its mandates are completely different.
Now,
what it's supposed to do is completely different.
That you might want a couple of advisors that are business-minded.
Well, yeah, of course. You have to have an understanding of the relationship of the market, but not. I mean, it is just not. It's not the same thing. You don't. Yeah, it's just not the same thing. It's just not the same thing, you know. And
what a great
public interest.
What a great representation of our life right now on the TV.
Yeah, the House of Cards.
Oh, we're on top of it.
Yep. Yeah, I wonder.
Just podcasting on top of the cards,
waiting for it to fall.
Yeah,
fall down. Yeah, I think. I mean, the election's in a couple weeks, and I think he's going to lose. 538 has him losing. I think 80% of the time.
I also think those, and I sound like Mr. Fucking.
538's a good polling.
They were so wrong in 2016, though.
No. Nate Silver and The Economist. That's why The Economist is a great magazine. The Economist, they were like, here is the path to Trump winning, and they fucking nailed it. They nailed it 8 months before it happened. Where I am optimistic
is every swing state that he handily was winning last time is
he's struggling.
Or it's a toss-up.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable with toss-up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because most of them are within the margin of error. And there's a lot of like left-wing type news that is kind of like, well, it's 3% and the margin of error is 2%. Well, it's just like, it's still in the margin of error.
Yeah.
Like 3% doesn't mean he's going to win South Carolina.
Yeah.
Or Texas. Because they're trying to say that like, oh, he might win Texas.
No, that isn't going to happen. That won't be allowed. The Republican Party's rigged it too well down there. So it just
even if he's leading day up,
he's going to lose Wisconsin.
Yeah.
He's going to lose Michigan, and he's probably going to lose Pennsylvania.
Who, Trump?
Trump, yeah, and those are three.
Well, he
won
won Michigan and Pennsylvania last time.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And he won Wisconsin too. He's not going to win those states.
I've heard it's close in Florida too.
It's basically 80,000 votes is how he won in those 3 states. You know, so and those 3 states are going to flip. They're going to flip against him. If that happens, he loses, and that's probably going to happen.
Well,
he might lose Florida. Might lose. I think it's a closer race down there. You know, but and whatever. So, but again, Biden has to get to 270, and like, I am the president now. He has to declare that. You know, this is our system. Yeah. This is how we decide. You know, the attorney generals are going to have to register this stuff. There's going to be a whole thing about the electoral college.
That's funny how you have to treat it like one of your drunk friends who gets violent when he's drunk and he's locked himself in a room and you're like, I'm going in to pee. I'm just going to pee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do anything while I pee.
Yeah.
And then while you're peeing, you get someone to come in and fucking strong arm your friend out of your room. I'm just coming in to get my shoes, man.
But
just let me in to get my shoes. And then when you finally open the door, you have a fucking someone with a battering ram to fucking come in. That's how you're gonna have to do it.
Well, I mean, yeah, with Trump or Biden you see, he can't be. It has to be like an 8 million vote win. Like, it won't be a landslide. It's just not that way anymore. But if he wins by like 8 million votes, then it becomes like, listen, he's the legitimate fucking
Either
president,
way,
man.
he's gonna say
he
it was
got the
fraud.
majority of. Oh yeah. He's already framed that and said and is going to make that bogus lawsuit. We'll see if it gets thrown out. So people will get a civics lesson in sort of registering the votes, and the attorney general is being involved in that process. And what type of shenanigans are they going to try to pull in those states where it's somewhat closer? But I think that if Biden wins, women are going hard towards Biden. But what's interesting is Latin men not as supportive of Biden as they were of Hillary Clinton.
Well, the Latin dudes love the spiciness. They like he tells people off. Trump talks to the Americans like they talk to their mothers.
Yeah.
Fucking bitch, let me listen to my shit.
Yeah, he's such a thug. Yeah, but a poor thug. He's a clown. Yeah. He
wants to be a shark, like in West Side Story.
Yeah. Shh. This is it, man.
The sharks never let him hang out.
This is where Mickey gets it.
Yeah.
Get out of the way, old man.
Yeah.
The scene when he cries here, it's like,
when he was like, "You want to break me down?"
He can't even hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
That's basically him crying. When Mickey died, you literally, is it unintelligible? What is the word that you cannot
unintelligible
decipher it or understand it or hear it?
He's speaking just
Mickey.
He's speaking just Goomba. Hard Goomba.
Well, yeah, but this is because he loses the fight, so he loses the fight. Then he has to deal with this, and this is the beginning of that, like Rocky's searching for his soul. That was very much like a theme of like 4 and 5. He's going to avenge.
Which is the one where they bring up that he's dumb and can't teach his kids stuff.
That's in 2 when he's illiterate.
Yeah.
And he's reading to Adrian. I'm reading the book, and then Tom Sawyer through the cast.
I can say the N-word. I know that word.
But something.
He's reading Huck Finn. He's like, I know that word.
Adrian, I'm bored reading Huck Finn, but I'm learning how to read. That's an important thing.
Well,
because he was doing commercial work and he couldn't read the cards. And he did like 30 takes and he couldn't do it,
We're doing the Eddie Murphy bit. We're talking like he's a real person. Rock's going to win this one, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You don't know what to do?
Yeah.
Listen, kid, how many years have I trained you?
Well, I'd say we wind it down here.
Yes. This is good, though. Ending on a high note.
Well, yeah, we're talking about
Rocky
winners
3.
and losers of elections. I'll tell you who was the winner. The people listening to this podcast.
Of course they were.
It was a good one.
Yep. I think
this was a good one.
We're tightening it up. I feel a little bit better.
Trying to get you guys to listen for more than 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes is okay.
I look at the analytics.
15 is okay. Yeah, seriously.
I'm a little heartbroken, but
15,
it is our fault.
I probably, I haven't pulled my weight probably enough. But 15 minutes is okay. Look at the positive. At least it's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Crow, sometimes we do 3-hour long podcasts.
Yeah, that is true. But still, I mean, what we say is not that compelling. But we're getting there. We're staying on point better, focusing a little better.
Yeah.
So.
Well, also, I think sometimes once we realize we're out of topics, we can't just be like, well, we normally go 3, so we have to go 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Normally I would be like, well, we have to do 2 hours, or we have to do this, so let's just keep.
Listen,
let's just keep going, man.
Get on my thing,
But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. We'll be back next week. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notified when we post a new episode.
Yep.
We're gonna be all up in your life. Subscribe. Instagram, I am at Keith Paisel everywhere. That is KeithPaesel. Adam is Insecure Comic on Twitter, and Adam Crocious on everything else. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next week.
Have a good time.